Napa know-how.
The Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 500,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Yes, peace and blessings, everyone, and give thanks for tuning in to another Real Radio Talk. And tonight we have two very special guests. Yes, I said it, two very special guests. From Blood to GRIOT, we have T.J. Rodgers. He's going to come on a little later, but still be listening in. And he's an award-winning and certified community gangologist. He is the first ever validated ex-gang leader, Blood, to train the L.A.P.D. Community Resources Against Street Hoodlums. And that team unit was called C.R.A.S.H, C.R.A.S.H. He also trained the L.A. Sheriffs, O.S.S, Operation Safe Street, Oregon State Police, the Portland G.E.T team, GE.T enforcement team, and a lot more going on right now currently. Those are some of the past experiences, but both of them are going to talk about what they're doing right now in the now and the now on a positive level, because everybody have a positive side to them as well, no matter where they come from. And then we're going to have O.G. MACK DRAMA. He is the first guest that's going to be speaking and talking to us, and he's a nationwide personality, entrepreneur, artist, and community figurehead as well, just as Mr. Rodgers is. He also values family and working with starving artists, so if you're one of these artists out there that, you know your music, it got what it takes, and your music is not in the right hands, I'm sure later he'll get into his label business and his studio business that he runs, and a lot of other things that he's doing positive, reaching out back into the community and family. So I have OG Mac Drama on the line now, so I'm going to open up his switchboard, and he's going to introduce himself, and we're just going to move right into the program and give thanks for listening to Real Radio Talk. I appreciate you, and peace and love. So, yes, area code 714. OG Mac Drama, it's a pleasure to have you here at Real Radio Talk.
And it's an honor to be in such esteemed company and such a gracious host. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for having us on your networking show and also allowing us to talk to your audience.
Yes, and thank you for being here 1,000 times. Always welcome.
My pleasure. My
pleasure.
So,
yeah, the mic is yours. You let the listeners know who you are and, where you've been, where you're from, what you're doing now. Show them that it's not all about this and that. We're doing good things too,
Oh, always. My whole life journey, it was always a mission of good, even when I was involved in the street gang movement. Folks, as she said, my name is OG Mac Drama, and I'm accompanied with Mr. T. Rodgers, Ph.G., because he got a doctorate
right.
from Sidewalk University, which is called the Streets University of Hard Knocks. But let me get further on who I am. I'm just a person like anyone else who, at one time or another, didn't know where they was going, where they was coming from, or who they were. And because of that one fact, my life got molded primarily by me into the direction it's going. It might seem like it was the wrong direction because I'm a real OG. My claim to fame that most people know me for is I am one of the founders of the Bloods on the East Coast. I brought it here from the West Coast, and that's how everybody knows me. Because you guys know what street gangs are able to do, some of them.
Right.
And not on the plus side. So that's how the world knows me at first. Well, there's more to me. I'm an entrepreneur. I operate 4 record labels with 2 here in the United States, 1 in the UK, and 1 in Russia. I have a media holding company. I have a PR firm, a consulting company. I'm a branding specialist. I'm listed in one of the top 0.05% of social media users. Been listed on a lot of lists. It was also said that I'm possibly a candidate of who the character Lucius Lyon from Empire may be. They said me, P. Diddy, 50 Cent, and Dr. Dre. It may sound like I'm bragging, and I might be, but I'm making a statement.
You're just telling us your journey.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But exactly. So I'm telling you the hats that I hold right now. Currently writing my first book. It's a 2-part series.
Oh,
the first part is my. Thank you. I appreciate it. The first part is about the industry. The second part about the streets, and why I'm using that strategy is because if I came out this why I did in the streets, that's just another thug gangster. No one will really embrace that because there's a lot of that going on. People want to see something good, and some people who might not know that you're good, they just see that gang work gang. They see key phrases. Oh, this is not my cup of tea. Not knowing it's this journey and the substance behind it that you got to pay attention to. But everyone knows people are judged by the cover of the book. So I'm putting out what I'm doing.
Right on the outside. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so it's called Always Comes Out Smelling Like Red Roses by OG Mac Drama, co-authored by L.J. Thomas, who's my chief editor out of Atlanta, Georgia. I call her mom because she's like a mother to me, even though I'm older. But she gets that motherly love.
Right. It doesn't matter. Probably in the past life she was your mom.
Exactly. You never know. But the book it's like a snippet of my journey in the music business. It opens up with how I got into the business with one of my daughters who has asked me, Father, Dad, Poppy, I want to be on a Waka Flocka video. And I was like, what the heck is a Waka, bleep, bleep. It turned out he was affiliated with me on the street side. And so, like I said, I'm the purveyor or the one who brought it to the East Coast. So, yeah, he's connected to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that led to the history of what we are doing right now on this phone, believe it or not. Anyway, so I'm just giving you a little idea of who and what I am. But why I do this is even more important. And I'm going to stop right there for a second, because my core audience has always been the young people striving to make something of themselves and be greater. Because that was me. And still, I think we're always still striving every day to be better, especially got kids. I have 21 kids. Yes,
yeah.
I have 21 children.
Bless you.
You heard me right.
Bless you and
I'm
your
very
children.
blessed. Thank you.
21?
So I'm always, yes, 21, and one's with God, and one's in prison. I got good and the bad and ugly. Anyway, but my thing is you're always trying to let your children be in a better position than you, and sometimes it doesn't work that way. Like my father raised me in number one, my story is not from rags to riches. I grew up posh, yeah. I grew up bougie. I grew up in the L.A.P.D district of Seattle, around a whole bunch of rich Hasidic Jews. Guess who my next door neighbor was? You all was raised by their food, Gerber baby food. You remember Gerber? You know Gerber's?
Yeah, the lady on the little baby on the baby bottle.
Yeah, and the food and all that. That company.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I live next door to them. That's the type of money I grew up with. Okay, and people are like, what?
That's a multi-million-dollar business.
And people figure out my mama was on crack and my dad was in Vietnam or World War II, came on crazy. I grew up privileged. And I will say this, and I'm proud of it. I was a wannabe that became a bee, because I was on the side of the fence that no one looked like me, and I couldn't understand nobody. And so I got drawn to those who looked like me, but they weren't always in the same position in life as I was. So I stood out, and I was constantly teased. Now, I was not a coward or punk. My father raised me to be mixed, so I stood up. And one thing I found out that I'm a born leader. I don't follow. So if you go left, at that time in the late 70s, 80s, there was a rave. Music was coming up, R&B and funk, and there was this dancing called pop locking on the West Coast and on the East Coast called break dancing. And I noticed back then the thugs, who the main ones doing it, they could do it very well. Well, there were two groups of thugs. There were the Bloods and the Crips, and the Bloods could always outdance the Crips. So because of dancing, I joined the Bloods. I'm keeping it real. Now, in those early days, it wasn't like it is now, because it wasn't crack, it was heroin, and it was mostly street beef, and you're getting some fights, baseball chains. It was like that. But then you could thank our federal government for making it violent. If you don't believe me, talk to my buddy, the real Free Ray Rick Ross. He'll tell you his tale, how the government used him to bring the crack epidemic to America. And
I know.
So they could,
I know it.
Yes, so they could arm the Nicaraguan and Sandinistas. So America, our government is blamed for the most part for the crack epidemic that almost destroyed the black community. Now, that's another story. It's not mine to tell, even though I was a big time drug dealer. But that's what made the component of the gangsters really violent. When you start getting money and territory, logistics, movement, positions, that's when it becomes a nation. And two nations opposed, but you got war. How it turned violent. Now, the beginnings of that, the next guest will tell you, because he was an originator. Mr. T. Rodgers, Ph.G. I was an originator. Now, our story may come from the gangs, but I want everybody to know I am not a gangbanger, but I am a gangster for life. Okay, and let me say it again. I'm a gangster for life, which means basically I am a warrior. I will fight and die for what I believe in and what I love.
And you should.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, one person had asked me, what is an OG? Well, what's the definition is original gangster. Okay. What's an original gangster? Well, let me tell you, I redefined it. An OG to me means original gifted. A gift is something that you are blessed with, and it's something you should share and cherish. Okay? And I have a gift. And so a youngster had asked me, hey, big homie, what's an OG? And I didn't call myself OG, by the way. You earned the right. The streets, they kind of give you that honor fix. So anyway, I thought about the question because when young people ask you something, they really want to know. You shouldn't just answer right away. You should think and ponder. And so I say, you know what?
Right.
An OG to me, youngster, is someone who lives long enough. I repeat, an OG is someone who lives long enough to tell a story and make a positive change in someone's life. Then you're an OG in whatever life you are. And you know, and then let's go to the title of the show. It said GRIOT. Remember, I thought that was a typo. I said, what is that? And you broke it down to me. You said that. You said that's a storyteller in West Africa. I said, wait a minute, that means that's an OG. I'm like, wow.
Exactly. It's just a different name.
Yeah, because I live long
enough
to tell a story, and what I do now is try to teach others to learn from, you learn from our mistakes and our experience. Because that,
right.
If you can avoid the pitfalls that someone else went through, you are winning the game. Now, I'm going to get to a point about behavior. Yeah, the grass is greener on the side I'm on. It is. But it's all been green on the side. Like I said, I didn't grow up poor. So the grass is greener when you got more money and more comfort. It is. But let me tell you something. A bigger house, shinier cars, and pretty clothes don't make the person or the women, don't make you better. It's your behavior that does. I repeat, it's your behavior that sets you apart. Money don't make the man.
That's true.
Your character and your behavior. Look what we got in the White House. He got money, but he's like jerk in my eyes. So money does not.
Right.
It's your behavior, folks. So
Straight
look
idiot.
in the mirror and don't think because you live on. You might be homeless. You might be in the alley. You might be in a project, or you might be struggling. No lights on. It's your behavior and your character that makes you are still somebody. You don't need all the money in the world to get it. Okay, because I now let's go. I still with music, right? People always ask me. I always ask the artists, why you want to do this? Because I got connections. I'm the plug, and I'm looking to hear something, and I say 6 out of 10 times, oh man, I'm gonna be rich and famous. You know what my answer is then? I bet you can't guess. What do you think my answer is when they say that to me? I'm asking you. What do you think my answer is?
It'll never happen.
No. Well, it can happen. It happened. Look at Lil Wayne. Look at.
Because sometimes they say in 6 months, I want to be rich. I got to be rich in 6 months. You can't do that.
So it can happen. But no, this is what I tell them. So it's hard in this business because cutthroat and it's not easy. And technology makes it really hard to make money because no one buys music. I will never buy it on iTunes. You got to be crazy. I can get it free on YouTube. Now I'm messing with everybody play. No, but there are always enough fans that will, so don't worry about it. But you guys got some game now. You don't ever have to buy no music. I'm going to get yelled at now by the industry. Oh, well. Another thing, a gangster does what
we knew that already.
But let me tell you, being a gangster means I do what I want, not what I'm told. Period. But anyway, let me get back to the story.
Right.
I got a lot to say. And I'm losing my train of thought. I'm 58 years old. I'm getting old. But let me get back on track. This is embarrassing. Okay.
So you should have been drinking your brain enhancer before you came on your hot brain enhancer tea.
Yeah, I know. I agree. So in the music business, it's so hard to really eke a living, and there's a lot of people who say they can do things they can't. So there's money here, but it's like a bunch of thieves. Seriously, because half the people can't do what they say, and everybody's lying. It's one whole
and they don't say what they do.
It's one whole big TV show, but real reality TV. Trust me. Anyway, so when I get these artists who just want to get rich and famous, this is what I say to them. And I always keep guns on me because I was a bad boy. I was shot 9 times, and so I got to protect myself. I take my gun out and I put it on the table on my desk, and I say, you know what? Go take that gun. Wells Fargo Chase. Our BB Compass, which is my favorite bank, by the way, and rob everybody in there and kill them. My gun, go to the bank, shoot everybody, kill them, and rob them. You're going to be rich, and you're going to be famous. But y'all going to chase down to the ends of the earth. You know what I mean? It comes at a cost.
Yeah, you're going to be famous, all right.
The message is be careful what you sound like fairy tale. You got to be careful what you wish for, but there's ways to get that.
Yeah, because you just might get it. Exactly. It might be the wrong way, too.
Go be a bank robber. Yes, but there's consequences to all your actions. My father said, you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. Anyway, so now this is how I vet out different people. Because it's a vetting process. You can't help everybody. Like you said, I like helping the starving artists, but a lot of these artists need to stop being artists and go work somewhere because they never make it. You can chase your dreams and pursue them, but everybody, we can't have a whole world of Michael Jacksons because then it won't be special no more. We can't have
exactly. Everybody want to be the same.
Yeah, we'll be clones. We'd be like Gucci Man. They say he's a clone. That's a joke. Anyway, So I try to look for the ones who say
you
that.
You just be throwing shots out there.
I look for the people who have a message and something to tell because we live, and that's when I get to the point, even with all the money in the world, they're still scumbags. They'll still kill you, but they get the law to protect them when they do. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They still do drugs, but they got a nice limo to take them to their condo so you don't see them like some of the people in the street. So nothing changes except for the luxury. People, I want everyone to understand that. What changes is what's already ingrained in you. You're either a good person or a bad person. I'm saying it again.
Yeah, that's true.
You're either a good person or a bad person. Some people raise bad, unfortunately. Some people raise good. Some people raise good but got to do bad things. And there's some bad people that become good, but it's hard to see because look at Adolf Hitler and look at them ISIS people over there. So some people is just evil. It's yin and yang. Life is like that. So I just try to look for people
DNA.
who are uplifting, who are righteous, and who are deserving. We can't help everybody. Sorry, we can't. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Moses. I'm not the Messiah. All I can do is make my niche and make it happen. Now, here's the thing. My niche to me is not a little sector. I look at the whole world, and to me, it's mine. When I say mine, I mean those who with me. I may talk in the singular, but when I talk in the singular, I'm really talking in the plural because you cannot get nowhere without a team or squad. You cannot make it without someone on your right side or your left side to carry you. And those who try are dictators, and their time is short on this planet. Okay? It can happen, but no one likes you, no one loves you, and you are alone. And loneliness will kill you. Now, my mission is because I don't have the excuse like some kids, his mom was on drugs and he grew up poor. Why I did what I did. Judge have leniency. I should be buried in the prisons. I should be dead. The things I've done in life. And I didn't have to. I didn't grow up that way. I chose that life. Okay? Like a big dummy. I should have been a doctor or a lawyer. No, I should have been a Barack Obama. Seriously. Anyway, that's how my family was raising me. That's the environment I was in. I was in that the Huxtable. I was in that lifestyle. Fresh Prince, that type of stuff. But I chose to go across the railroad tracks. And let me tell you something. I do not regret it at all. I am blessed for my whole journey. That's what I was going to ask you. Ever came through. I have no regrets. I have sadness. I have conjunctions in my life. I seen tragedy. I got blood on my hands. Whether I'm doing it on purpose or my actions, I do. I know this lady who was pregnant was killed because of me. I didn't condone it, I didn't order it, but it still happened. I will carry that for the rest of my life.
So how did that happen?
Okay. Well, some things we can't talk about. The street code. But I'm saying,
like, did you know she was pregnant?
Well, no, I didn't know. I didn't know her campaign. But basically, it's like this: when you're at war, sometimes the missiles hit the house, and sometimes they hit the school. That's all I can say. You understand?
So, do you think if you knew she was pregnant, you would have did something differently?
Well, no. What I'm trying to say, I'm saying the action. I caused the war, and so if I cause the war, anybody who's a casualty is on my hands. I wasn't there. I didn't know, but I knew of it afterwards because it happened because one side was on my side and one side was the other side. But my point I'm trying to say is I got things like that over me. And if you don't have a conscience, if you don't have a feeling, even a little bit of guilt, then you are not a human being. And if you're not a human being, get the hell away from me. You're a devil or demon,
Yeah,
so I have a conscience. Yeah, but for the grace of God, I'm not dead. I'm not in prison, and trust me, I've been through the gauntlet. Something has always been around me that kept me. That's all I can say. You can read the rest of the book. Like I said, I've been shot 9 times. Okay, I've been through hell and back, but I'm still here. I had the worst enemies and the best friends all come at me, but I'm still here. So with that being said, what is it that is my journey? Well, I'm in a position now to do good. Some people being doing good is, I'm going to give to the Salvation Army and let someone else handle it. No. To me, I'm in a sector of business where, I'm able to facilitate and help a lot of people, and not just in music. Because on my journey, I realized I got a gift. I'm able to communicate with most people, and I draw people. One of my best friends is an astrophysicist. Okay, not my best friend, but an associate. I met him through our network. Salute to my business mentor, Stevie J, my best friend. And he introduced me to a gentleman called Kurt Bourne, who is the top leading astrophysicist in the world. And when I'm talking about astrophysics, we're talking about what makes the world go around: big data, Internet of Things, cloud, stuff I did not know a few years ago. I blog about it now. I'm listed on one of the top 100 lists of people who blog about big data. And I understand what it is. It's what makes Twitter go. It's what makes the news go. It's what makes Google, everything. It's what's changing our world. And I understand that, and I'm friends with that. But then last night it was Hood Day back in L.A. That's where my gang started, but I was still going to honor those who made me tough. You know, that was my experience in the Army. You know, street gangs like a military to me. Uh-huh. And I was hanging out with some of the most dangerous people on the West Coast, okay? You know, so I got people from the far spectrum and in the middle. I'm friends with the largest ladies platform in the world, and you should join. It's called over 16 million women and growing. They're the ones who led the Women March on Washington, and the women who, the thing tomorrow, women stayed from work, and they helped me with the cause of my mother. My mother got fired from the Marriott after working almost 30 years for 3 simple mistakes. So boycott the Marriott. Do not associate none of the brands, okay? And they got billions. I've been going at them for several years. We got a big lawsuit, and we will win. You do not take advantage of women, number one, and you do not take advantage of elderly, and you don't bother children. I live by the code. You know, I'm worked out, as they say in Italian. But anyway, so I'm in a position, small story short, to help people. Some people might be tuned in to hear some stories and this, that. I just told you I know Freeway Rick. I should kick it with Al. I met Fat Cat. I call Aqua Prey my father-in-law. If you don't know none of them black gangsters, you need to do your history. My mentor is a.k.a. T. Rodgers, who I style myself after, okay? So them stories, they're not glamorous, folks. Those are stories of people who survive, okay? People who made it through the battles. The real story is what I'm doing now and what I'm able to help others do. And that's to empower yourself to be independent and grow, so you don't have to be on the other side look from out looking in, and you don't ever have to worry about putting food on your family's plate. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I choose to do it because it's my way of giving back, and I was looking for the word this morning. It's my form of redemption. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I caused and affected some bad things. But here I am, doing what I can. And no, I mean, I'm not going to, throw me in jail. Shit, I'm not stupid. Thank God I got away with it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm here to make amends and build. So with that being said, there's so much I could talk to you about. You can ask me some questions, and I'll go down that road. But I just want to give my introduction to what motivates and pushes me besides my children.
So what experience did you go through that made you say, you know what, I got to move away from this lifestyle because either I'm going to be dead or in jail? What happened? Because there's always a circumstance that happens that make a person get a wake-up call. That light bulb turns on, and you know immediately if you don't stop.
You asked me that, but it wasn't one. It was several.
And then after you answer that question, I'll open up the line and let a caller say something because there's a few callers on the switchboard.
Okay. The first time I should have woke up was when I've been shot 9 times. 4 times in my legs, 3 times in my arms, and twice in the back of my head. The first time should have been when I got shot. The first time, I was running. I was running a legit business. I had a car wash in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and also I had a hair salon. I was just laundering money, and I was still hands on. I would get stuff from Colombians. I was in it. I speak 16 languages, and I would distribute the product. Well, at one of my crack spots, some Crips came in and they robbed us, and they pistol whipped me and everybody else ran out. I was the only one there. Of course, I'm the dummy. I was the last man standing, and they pulled the guns and put it in my head, and I was like, wow, I'm about to die. And the strangest thing happened. He could not pull the trigger as far as blowing my brains away. So he pulled it away and shot me in my legs. Okay? And that told me one of 2 things. One, this person knew me. He didn't have the heart to kill me. Because if I was in his shoes, I would have blew my brains away. So I was the world coming back for revenge. And revenge does happen. And secondly, it told me he had some type of heart, So, small story short, I didn't wake up then. I just that was the first time I cried for my mother. I ain't gonna lie, because being shot is painful. Ooh, it hurts. Okay, so I'm in a hospital, and I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Mommy, and I'm not a mother's boy. I'm close to my dad. Rest in peace. But that's the first time I think I yelled for my mom in my life. It was that painful. But I didn't wake up then. I went back to doing what I was doing. I went back to selling dope and not giving away hope, And so that's one incident. Then I started going to South America, doing moves out there with some of the cartels, and I got shot 3 times in a ruckus with some Jamaicans and some Brazilians. That didn't wake me up. I was like, well, it's not my beef. Then I got shot twice in my head in New York. A gentleman had tried to rob me for about $136,000 and I think 6 kilos of cocaine. Anyway, someone I trusted. Number one, it's always those close to you that will harm you. Number one, that's a lesson you will learn in time if you live in that life. Right? And anything, even in business, sometimes it's your partner that screws you and embezzles you. So anyway, twice in my head, and I got a sort of a wake-up call because I shouldn't have survived that. Everybody else died. My best friend died in my arms. You know what I mean? Because it was an assassination against me. I was in a car. He shot me inside a car. And then it was crazy.
Wow.
Mayor Giuliani sent the police chief there because that was the beginning of the war between the Bloods, the Crips, and the Latin Kings of New York. Behind myself being robbed. Anyway, and you'll find the rest in the book. So that kind of woke me up, but it didn't. What really woke me up, though, and that was in 93, I think, was in, I think it was 95. One of my daughters, the same one who wanted to be in a Waka Flocka video, she was 14, girlfriends, and she never came home. Got kidnapped. That's the worst nightmare to any parent. And if you guys go to my Instagram, at MACK DRAMA 1017, I got some beautiful kids. Worst 2 months of my life, my daughter was gone. And my worst thing was like, is she being hurt? What they doing to her? God knows what. Blah, 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 blah. And this is very important. I will be a blood until I'm buried in mud. I'll say it again. I will be a blood until I'm buried in mud because it was the Bloods who got my daughter back. Well, we had to get them. They couldn't get my daughter. They didn't find her. The local police couldn't. It was the Bloods who got my daughter back because the people who took her was from the streets. And from Providence, Rhode Island to Miami, we shut it down. In other words, if you wasn't blood related or affiliated, you could not do what you had to do. And we're talking about pimping and pandering, if you know what I'm talking about. And what it did, it forced the people to release my daughter. And my daughter got released, and we don't need to talk about the rest. Anyway, that was really the wake-up call for me. And during that same time, and we're talking on the East Coast, because even though I'm from the West Coast, but all my history is on the East Coast. I used to come back and forth as a kid. There's a lot of things. The Bloods are growing across the nation. I was getting popular. And there's a lot of arrests going on. at the same time, though, there's me, O.G. MACK Drama, and there's another guy named O.G. MACK. And the police never knew there was two of us because anytime I got arrested, I'm Latino. I got Peru on my chest, and outside it said Peru. So they never knew it was two of us. So he got in a lot of trouble. And half the shit he did, he's in prison for is my shit. But, hey, thank God for double jeopardy. Anyway, and I'm being honest. I got out while I was ahead, miss. And I came back to the West Coast. And then who I had brought into that organization got into the hip-hop. Hip-hop became the new breakdance. Like, when I was coming up, everybody wanted to breakdance and pop all of a sudden. Well, now everybody wants to be a rapper, So two people who affiliate with me, a Frenchie from Brick Squad and Waka Flocka, they was going through some problems. People, because people want street cred, and people are like, oh, they're real bloods. We never heard of them. If you ain't got the West Coast ties, you consider fake. But the under MACK Drama, no one could find me. I was in hiding. I didn't want to get back involved. And I made a Twitter account, and I made it because I was doing some business, the mergers and acquisitions, and Frenchie found me. And they brought me out of retirement, and here we are again. And that's just a little bit of my story. Along my journey, though, I met some wonderful people. I met the billionaire Christopher Hansen out of Seattle, where I'm from. I met Big Meech's mom. I met Lavelle Jones, one of these BMS. I met a lot of good people in life. Life will give you good and bad. But if you concentrate on the good, you get rich in it. And, of course, I met you.
Right.
And there's a lot there. Let's take some calls. I can talk to them blue in my face. That's what I do.
Okay. Area code 803-454. I'm going to open your mic if you want to say anything to the guest.
Hey, how you doing? Blessings. Peace.
Yes, blessed. Give thanks for calling Real Radio Talk.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing, sir?
I'm right, and I'm going to tell you may not know me, but anybody know your O.G. MACK Drama does not like to be called sir, because I am not a master. Now, I know people always, you probably military or you grew up proper, but I'm always breaking that. I hate to be called sir. But how can I help you, brother? What's up?
Well, I was guided this direction by Mr. T. Rodgers. He had texted me. He had texted me and told me to call Blog Talk Radio and listen in. I've been listening since y'all started, and I really like what you're saying. I respect what y'all got going on. Well,
and let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I appreciate that you respect the words and what I'm telling you. Everybody, the only way we can really truly respect it is we all become active. I'm going to say we got to be active because there's a lot going on there. And let me tell you something. I no longer practice genocide. I think there's no more need for Bloods and Crips. At one time, believe it or not, he can tell you the story, but then the drugs corrupted it, and they became rivals when they came for one. But there's no need for it no more, because we're destroying our community where we at one time was protected. There's no need for it. You can still be a gangster. You don't have to be a gangster. A gangster doesn't mean that you're going to stand for righteousness. You know what I mean? You're going to stand for truth. You're not going to let no one walk over you. That's all. So I no longer believe in that. But the only way we can stop people from going to that is we got to stop shunning each other. We got to stop going against each other. We got to stop loving each other. I cannot stand this Nicki Minaj and the Remy Monster. Two black women, we got enough problems. I know sensations sales, but come on. We gotta keep a positive image. We don't own nothing yet. So why are we gonna risk it by fighting?
No.
Wait till you own some real estate.
We don't have no schools, no libraries, hospitals.
We don't own shit. And this is not about black.
Not even land.
The Bloods and the Crips is a black struggle. It's so much of a struggle. White folks doing it too. And let me tell you, I'm like a white guy who gangbanged. I didn't have to. It was stupid because I didn't come from that side of town. But if I got drawn into it, your kid could be drawn into it. It's that easy. Okay? So brother, you say you respect what I'm saying? So show it to respect, man, by you reaching out to the next one. Like they said, it takes a village, it takes one. Each one teach one, each one show one. There you go. We got to truly unite. People talk about Black Lives Matter and police lives matter. That shit, we don't matter. We won't matter until we stop killing each other. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
People worry about, I I don't care about no cop killing.
Yeah, we do need to unite more. We are not unified enough.
Let me tell you something. I try to put more black people in the ground than the police ever did. Okay, so please, we gotta stop. We gotta start. We gotta start loving each other. But hey, brother, I appreciate your call. Don't go over. T will be the next one up here on the mic. Anybody want to shout out? Any you want to share anything with us, man? Because it's all about positive vibes.
I just wanted to let it be known that I'm the creator of Tribe Life, the righteously inspired brothers everywhere living in freedom eternally, which is started in South Carolina, but I relocated to Houston, Texas, and I'm basically just trying to awaken my black brothers in my generation who are lost in these streets and living reckless, and the same things that you're talking about, trying to empower each other, give us education, and give us the method to getting to the next level, because you can't tell somebody to do something without giving them the directions to do so.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. And you hit the key part of it. I'm in a position where I'm at because I didn't know what I was doing when I first got into the music business. I had to get my best friend who has an international MBA, Master's of Business Administration. He's a boss in business. He's a consultant to the top Fortune 50 companies, enterprise solutions, meaning those who make them $1 billion checks. And he told me, he said, Mac, I'm going to come at you like you're one of my clients. And what he did, he helped structure me. Let me tell you something. I sit down with people with MBAs and doctorates and what's it called? LJ, when you're an attorney, I sit down with them and I could go toe to toe in knowledge, verbiage, you could call it, because my brother did what's called knowledge transfer. We can all get into Harvard, but if you got into Harvard, teach somebody a little bit of what you learned. That's a gift. If you got into Yale, if you went to ASU, teach it. Teach someone else some of that game. See, we've been taught the game. Yes, we got to
bring our skills back to the community.
We've been taught the game is sold, not told. I got a weekly show called Power Talk with OG, and all I do is give away a game, okay? And people say, why you do that? Why? Because no one else is doing it. Because everybody wants people to be controlled. And I teach my kids, in life, you're either puppet or puppet master. And I'm always going to put my own strings in. And that's the way it is. So, brother, I'm glad what you told me. We're going to link because what you're doing is what I'm doing. And so we're moving in the same direction. I tell people we don't have no competition. We're moving in a parallel direction. So we're partners. We just got to be waking up to the fact. And you just told me. And I just told you so. We're going to build together. I appreciate it.
Indeed, I appreciate you.
All right. And you mentioned T. Rodgers. That's who did it for me, my brother. He helped me find center because I could be more like Al Capone, and you will hear Mac Drama was that crazy one, killed like 1 million people. I'm telling you, because I was going that way. Let me tell you about the streets. The more you think people think that you're a coward, the more you're gonna do damage. That's the truth. That's the truth of the streets. And I was going down that way because I was like, well, they don't think I'm hard like them, so I'm gonna kill everybody. He showed me there's another way. Man, you got that third eye. You got Mac Drama. People follow you. You got a mind. Use it the right way. And here we are. And so that's how we're gonna build, man.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, I'm not a preacher, but I'm not usually on the receiver end like. Go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say I had messaged you on Instagram. My name is Tribe Life 10. I also follow you on Twitter. So any way that we can communicate, I'm open to it because we definitely have to link and manifest on what we're talking about right now.
Exactly. And like mine, think alike. And we got to build this empire networking together. I appreciate you.
Shalom.
See, that's blessed. That's how it should be. It shouldn't just be, okay, see you later. No, let's continue this conversation,
And build upon it.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Okay, so I'm going to open up 404-610. I'm going to open up your mic.
Greetings.
Yes,
Hi,
greetings.
Mac. How are you? Hello.
Hi, I'm fine.
This is LJ.
This? Oh, wow. Thank you.
Your mother.
Let me tell you something, and this is very important. When the people who support you in everything, that is love. I do radio too, and I always tell my guests, make sure you get people call in so we can have some interaction. It just makes the show look good and lively. And I don't.
Oh yeah, I have about 12 callers waiting for you.
I don't tell people to call, for myself, because I just go, I just expect it's gonna happen. So this is the lady, everyone who's my main my sponsors, advisors, supporters. We invaded her house a couple weeks ago when we was out there for some ATL stuff. Her husband allows us into their life and his wife's life, but I call her mom. But she's a editor, she's a blogger, she's a grant writer, and she's a wonderful lady. And she helps me push a show that we do once a month, because we do a show called Giving Back to Honor to Women, called A Salute to Women in Business. Because in hip-hop, they think all women do is shake their behind.
That's nice. That sounds great.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got to be a guest on it one day. But, LJ, go ahead and say hello.
Yeah, let me know.
I will let you know. We're doing it next Thursday, and Matt can give you my information. Anyway,
okay.
I just wanted to say thank you so much, Mac, for really breaking it down and explaining to people how it is when you're in the streets. A lot of people think, oh, well, it's this way, and you've got to go that way all the time, and they don't think that they can make a change. But people can make a change for the positive.
It just ain't easy, that's all. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. It's not easy, but I applaud you for realizing that you went down the wrong way, and I applaud you for making that change, and not only for making it for yourself, but for trying to help other people to do it and trying to give back so that those wrongs that were done can be righted, because that's what we need. We see kids that are out here lost, boys, girls, black, white, purple, green, yellow, whatever they are. And it's sad. It's really sad because they think they don't have anything else to do. They think they don't have a choice, but there is. That's why I can't wait until this book comes out and people see, look, you can make a change. You can do something good with your life, and you can affect the world in a positive way just by you doing something positive, because it only takes one.
Hey, LJ, true. I got to stop for a second. This was it yesterday, and I remember you told you I was on a call with a young lady who reached out to me. She's in fear for her life because somebody she's involved with that got put in prison behind her is coming out, and she's afraid for her life. She called me, Matt, what am I going to do? I told her, move.
Exactly.
And then I said, if you really think, I said, most people say they're going to do it, they're not going to do it. Especially most men who abuse women are not going to kill them. They're just cowards. Okay? And so, but I did tell her, I can make a call. I'm still respecting the streets. I could get someone to come here, but it's not going to be, it's not going to right. So I said, do the right thing. I said, move yourself from that situation and position yourself so he can't get to you. He's yet to get to you because you're still associating with the wrong people.
Exactly.
I got a lot of enemies. I've made enemies like, I'm not worried about my enemies. They don't exist in my world, and I don't go to theirs. You know what I mean? That's just common sense. And so, but the problem is people like her, they don't have what T. Rodgers does, life skills. And that's where we lack it. Because life skills will give you the right tools to make the right judgment. Not always, because I had life skills and I became a blood. I mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but life skills are supposed to show you how to be self-sufficient and create your own job, be entrepreneurs. We need that, and it's not really in the black community like it should be. And the environment is bad, and the person in the environment is going to behave bad.
Exactly. But you also have to be able to think.
I wanted to say to you, Ms. Ross, I want to thank you because your show is always it's a big announcement because T. Rodgers, and let me tell you something. Some people they in awe of me. I am just a little rock compared to this man as a mountain. There's only two people on the planet that I will consider father-like or call my big homie. LJ would tell you I'm a very proudful man. To me, I think only God is my equal. See, I'm that full of it. But this man, T. Rodgers, is one of them, and another one is another gentleman, Carson, named China Doll. Them the only two men that I can say I bow down to. I don't bow down to nobody. But this man, his little bit of knowledge is what created what I am now, what I'm doing. Okay? And I'm just trying to bring his legacy even further. And that's the greatest honor we could do, to keep the dreams alive. I just wanted to say that real quick. I apologize, LJ. Go ahead.
That's all right.
I'm
I'm.
wait a minute. I'm sorry. He hired me to run his part of his PR camp because I do all that. So I'm gonna let the world know I'm part of the PR team for T. Rodgers. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm done. I just wanted to say kudos to you because there are a lot of people who want to talk to you, and I'm just gonna sit back and listen because that's what I do.
Okay, give thanks for calling, sis.
You're welcome.
Okay, next caller. Let me see. 201-654. I'm going to open your mic.
Yeah.
201-654.
Yeah.
Yeah, greetings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how you doing?
We hear you.
What's happening,
brother? Good. How you doing?
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm all right. I'm blessed. I can hear you, sir. How you doing, sir?
Ain't no sir here. What's up, homie? I'm fine, thank you.
How you doing, homie? What's good, man?
His name is O.G. Mac.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That is a good brother of mine. O.G. Mac. This is Barnes, homie.
Oh man, boy, what's happening, brother? Whoa.
How you doing? How you doing, dude? What's good with you, homie?
Quick. Oh man, I'm just honored to be here on the phone with on the same platform as the big homie T. Rodgers. Real quick, young lady, when I said there's a team that takes it, when I make claim as a person who brought you the blood to the East Coast, but I wasn't by myself. That man right there was right by my side. He's one of them. So he don't get the accolades that I get because I'm louder than him, but that's one of them. I give you all the honor and all the glory, Born. Even though we pushing something crazy, we still were pushing something as a team. We just wasn't doing it right. Now we're gonna try to do it right for others. So this is my brother Born, who's a great man, and man, thank you for the support, man.
Sister,
thank you for calling, Born.
my love. Yes, thank you, my love, for even getting me on the line with him. Honestly, there's a lot of help with his. Without him and T showing the direction, it wouldn't have been a lot of this. A lot of people was ignorant. A lot of people didn't take their guidance. The ones that didn't take it, they're not here, they're not breathing, or they're not free, you know? It took some gentlemen like them to come and really teach people and try to give them some thoughts of understanding that they leaders and it don't got to be negative. It don't got to always be on the destructive part of it, you know?
That's right. Make them think positive.
I mean, like, and I met this man over maybe like almost 15 years ago, 15 years ago. And ever since I met him, it's not been nothing different from him. Every time I tried to reach out to him, he never denied me. If I needed him for anything, he never denied me. When I needed his knowledge, he never denied me. So all I can say is I love him, and I got 100% genuinity in my heart for him. So the man ain't never gave nothing wrong or foul from my angle. I never know nothing foul about that man. So all I can say is something great about him and T. Rodgers. Him and T. Rodgers did something great for this blood thing. A lot of people try to put the bad on him, but when you really understand that when men got to take care of children, I mean, and children trying to be men when they don't even understand that they got to be taught before they think they know something. You have to be taught. But then you got other people that think they know more than you. And that's what was happening with Mac, and that's what will happen with T. Rodgers. People to be around them and act like they're absorbing the knowledge, then when they get away from them, it's the bull crap. It's
something totally different.
This guy, it's something, and it becomes destruction. It don't becomes nothing peace or nothing prosperous or something that's going to take you at another level.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Hold on for a minute. I'm on a conference call. I'm going to call you right back.
Remember I was saying that to you, O.G. Mac? I say on a negative, as negative it may look, I know that there's a genius behind that person. There's a chemist or a mathematician or a teacher. I know there's somebody positive behind that negative person. It's just the environment that he's put in.
That man Born.
My love.
That man Born.
Maybe like 5 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, I called him with some Dominican kid. His name is Vasquez. Just show you something. And he don't even know this kid from a can of paint. It was just off of my word and off our friendship. All I asked him was to listen to this boy out, hear this kid out, and see what this boy's vision is. And you know what the man did? He opened his heart up and gave that man direction and gave that boy a whole nother lane of life. Because the kid was running around here and he was messing up. Going from here to Pennsylvania, he just had a baby. He's doing shows, but he was acting ignorant. He was running around with his Dominican gangs until he got with OG MACK DRAMA. When he got with MACK DRAMA, everything changed. He started to deal with himself as a young man. Right. He lifted him up. He showed him it was he could diversify himself and become a better person. You know, like, and now the kid is working real hard. The kid got a little squad with him. He got a couple of DJs. He got a lot of things moving, and it motivates a lot of other Hispanics, other than Dominican, be Puerto Rican or whatever. But they see this kid working now, and it came from somebody else that he didn't even think that was going to help him. So I appreciate everything that this man does. You know, not to just, you know, twinkle him or big him up, act like, you know what I mean? It's real talk.
Yeah.
You know, this is love. This is from the heart. This guy really is not. There's nothing fake about this guy. If he can help you, he can help you. I done called him, Mac, I need you. Blood, listen, if I could, I could. If I can't, listen to me. I'm going to call you back, and I'm going to let you know. It ain't no BS. Him and T. Rodgers always was that way.
Right, either yes or no.
I was in prison. I went to prison in 2005. And no lie, man, for 18 months, T. Rodgers stayed in touch with me. Wrote me letters. Made sure my name was right. Accepted my calls. I spoke to him and his daughter every time, and it broke my heart because the man was going through his situations because he was ill at the time. But God is a blessing, and he got his kidney, you know what I mean? But at the time, he was going through it. But the man showed me that he was a real and he showed me he was a real friend and a real brother. He never left my side. So I always got love, no matter what I got to do for T. Rodgers. If he asked me to climb up a highest mountain, I strive to do it because that man showed me the same thing. So I love them two gentlemen. They taught me what blood really is. A lot of people act like they bloods, and a lot of people say they Crips, but they don't really be around real OGs that give them a definition of life. The definition of being an OG is to live long enough to tell his story, and they living long enough to tell it.
And they're not doing that now. They're doing something totally different right about now. Life is not even valued in a sense.
You know, but with that, and I want to say that I think part of the reason now is some OGs are not stepping up. These young kids are acting reckless. You know, when I see them, I call them to the task. And let me tell you something, it can be dangerous because they're ready to kill you.
But Mac, let me
at them wrong. But someone got to call them out. They're out of hand.
But Mac, keeping it real though, we can't even blame it on you OGs or a guy like me, a little bit younger than you. It's you can say, and a lot of people say it's the home, and this is not even the home. You got to go back to the way everything is designed and structured psychologically. These TVs, these shows, these movies, this music, everything sells.
The system we live in.
You're right.
It hypnotizes you. Yes, psychologically it take you to another thing and make you think you're better and make you think you're stronger and make it take you to somewhere like these kids don't even think. They don't even think. They don't even rationally think no more. You say something to a
they're
child
on the ego
now,
generation. This
man, I swear to God, a little kid is right now.
No, let me say this. They talk like they're on drugs and they're not on drugs. They just don't have nothing between their ears. I mean, they're really that ignorant and stupid.
But
I'm like,
brother,
wow, I
you
can't
know where I'm
it.
from, Mac.
Like,
it goes down in any other hood in America, but it's sad that the way that we can walk outside and every day, all we doing right now, Mac, is burying our kids' friends, man, and our kids.
Yeah.
That's all we doing right now.
We living longer than them.
That's what's going on right now, man. Everybody that I know that's dying out here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's sad, man, because there's a lot of children, a lot of people that I grew up with. Children are deceased right now over ignorance, and some of the kids, some of the adults are part of the situation, not the solution. They're part of the situation. They're allowing their children to be these next level drug dealers that they couldn't be. The parent couldn't be this dude that made this money. They couldn't be this thug in the street. So now their kid got a little bit more heart than them, or running with a team was a little bit thorough than their team was when they came up. So now is a whole different picture. Now,
that's why I say it starts in the environment. Your environment shapes who you are.
It really does. Because you got I sit there and get taught morals, and then at the end of the day, your child can come out the house and tell somebody else's mother or father to kiss their butt or disrespect them literally, but you was taught morals, but you didn't instill it in your child. There's something totally wrong with that.
Yeah, I would have never did that. I couldn't have did that. I wouldn't even be on this line right now.
But that's what's going on in our community. Because if you get it twisted. Every black child is getting murdered. What's the first thing a black parent say when a child get murdered? And a child be out there selling drugs, taking drugs, beating out other kids, murdering other kids, and their parents know it. And the first thing they say, my child was a good kid. My kid ain't do that and all that. And they know damn well the truth is their kid was a little beast. Yes. I mean, like, you got to accept reality for what it is. So when the truth comes to the truth, you know, when how they say karma and the table spins, when it come back to your side, you got to accept what God give back to you.
Be ready to handle that. Yeah.
Yes, because you sitting there when you happy when the kid running in and out of the house, being loud with the drugs, gun on his side, talking slick to you and you his mother, but he'll tell you to shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where does that come from? And that's only in the black culture right now.
That's using him for a check to pay.
Man, that never was allowed in the black society, in the black community. They made these new laws. They made all these new laws. If you touch a child,
you can't discipline your child.
Man, it's called chastising a child.
I'll be the one to call the police for them. Mm-hmm. Man, you want to call the police? I'll call them for you.
I'd rather go to jail for saving your life than let you go out there and get killed.
Absolutely.
Your ass.
You're right, sir. I mean, brother, that's crazy, man. Because right now, I know a little kid told me, my sister and my brother and my face, and Mac know the little homies around here. A little brother was 15, 16 years old. He had a 357 on him. That boy told me straight up, I don't care what's your name and who you is, I'll kill you. So right there let me know already the respect and the boundaries are crossed already with us as a people. So we got to understand that already.
Either.
Nah, he wasn't playing.
No, he was telling the truth.
He wasn't playing.
He played it,
baby burn. Let me tell y'all something real quick. And this is the opposite. When I was younger, I used to go from Seattle down to visit family in Santa Ana, Orange County, California. And this is how I learned about respect. Two big homies from Watergate Crip was talking, and I walked right through what they call the cipher, and they whooped my behind. They beat me up because I was disrespectful. You don't come across people's conversation, and I was about 14, 15. Now you got a 15-year-old that he'll shoot you. That's a big difference. I respect it. Mm-hmm. We learn to respect our elders. Here they don't give two craps about it.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's
the point. They don't respect their elders either.
Listen, mother, my lady, and my brother, this is what's really going on. There's no more morals with black men and black women as far as these children are concerned. It's more of children are acting older than what we are. They're trying to be what we are. They're trying to become, but they're trying to act like they're trying to speed there, and that's what's happening. That's why these babies are dying.
More so, they want to be the worst of us. I mean, remember I said I could have been that person you talked about. Hey, he was gun blazing. Not you. But these kids, they all want to be little Al Capones.
All right, and me and you were together, brother. You act like me and you ain't been together. You act like know me and you. Come on, brother. It's choices, man. It's rope in life, man. If nobody don't believe that, they crazy. It's rope in life, man. God give you that level, man. It really is a God, man. And if whoever don't believe that, they're crazy, man. It's a blessing behind everything you do in life, man. Every time you wake up, it's a 50-50. Every time you walk up this door, so every day is a blessing, my brother. So every day, like right now, a couple of months ago, me and you had a deep conversation. Brothers disrespect and play games, but understand one thing. You are who you really are, and you are a real brother, and you are a real big homie, brother. From here to East Coast to the West Coast, wherever. And who don't like it, that's their personal problem. But what you stood for other people out here, you are a real brother, brother. And I'm never going to take that from you, bro, because you are real.
Thank you for that.
And, Mac, brother, come on, man. Man, you and T. Rodgers are something different, man. Y'all are, man, without y'all, man, a lot of brothers wouldn't have made it, man. Believe that, man. Mm-hmm. Y'all helped a lot of brothers, man. I don't care, man. Y'all helped a lot of people, man. Like for real, bro.
Thank you for that.
Seriously, man. And
appreciate that.
How much I stays in touch, bro. We don't speak sometimes for 8 months, a year. But I always find a way. We always find a way to get back to each other.
Always.
That shows I care. That shows you care. If I wasn't real or you felt some bad vibe about me, we wouldn't be communicating.
Oh, and we haven't always had it good, but we have always been good. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
It ain't never been nothing sour with me and you, brother. Yep. Not that I know of.
Yep.
I mean, like,
life has not always been good to us, but we always been consistent. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like I just told you, it's a God. It's a blessing. As long as you keep yours right, it's gonna be a blessing. As long as you keep on surfing, when you surf to the left, it's gonna be bad, man. You stand right, the God gonna be right there with you.
But
right at you.
Don't go there, we're born. Because I really want. I'm not gonna hog up the mic. I want her to please.
Yeah, because I want to get another caller in.
My big homie.
All right, brother.
But Born,
if
bring
you want
him back on because I want him to speak to T.
No, I was gonna tell him that I can leave his mic open if he wants.
Yeah, because I want him to speak to T. Rodgers, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave his mic open. So call us 216-860. I'm gonna open your mic. You have anything you want to say to the guest?
Yes, I do. This is Spade 216.
Good night.
From Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm involved with the T. Rodgers Self class, and it's been a blessing, man. That's all I can say. As I'm from the Cleveland inner city. I know a lot of people are probably not familiar with it, but probably familiar with Bone, rapping about St. Clair. That's where I'm from, and there's a lot of stuff goes on here. It's a hard neighborhood. Make a long story short, when I'm 36, when I joined the self class about like this year, it was about like this summer. I've been doing good things with my music. Got music on iTunes. I started my own clothing line. I was having problems with my job. I was talking to T. Rodgers. He gave me some advice, and in class, we were just teaching about the universe and just being faithful to God, and it turned out to be a blessing in my life because I ended up getting another job that was paid double more than the job I've been had. So he told me to take that and invest it into your gifts and into your talents, and that's what I've been doing. And I got my own clothing line, man. My music been doing good, and I used to be a youth leader at a church. I don't know if y'all familiar with the word church, but you're absolutely right. When you change from negative to positive, the positive definitely has more of an effect than the negative does. Cause there's lots of kids that come up to me to say, hey man, I remember you came to my school when you talked to me. I remember you came to my class. I remember you from this and that. But you don't. But I never got once somebody come up to me and say, hey man, I remember you from this hood or that hood or that hood. They don't really remember that about me. So you was absolutely right, man.
You're lucky because you got to remember the good things that you done, that you shared. I like that. And what part of Cleveland are you from?
I'm from St. Clair.
Okay. I got a sister that lives in Shaker Heights. I got a lot of friends in Cleveland. I used to go to the Ohio Hip Hop Awards. Are you familiar with the Dollar Bill Cleveland and the 7 movement out there?
Dollar bill. That name name sounds real familiar. But
Urban City Records. They're my people.
Urban City. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you probably know my godfather too, Silver B.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. I know DJ Johnny O. I know Big Hef. Them are my brothers, man. I know.
Okay, Big Hef with Def.
Artist
with
Manny
Def
Malone. I know Manny Malone. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I just want to salute you because you guys are always in the struggle in Ohio, but you guys are really, and people don't know this. Y'all some unsung heroes. In Cleveland, they are putting their own movement together to help people. They do backpack runs. This one little girl, her mom got killed in drive-by, and my people out there, they did a big charity drive to help get money for this little girl when she grew up for college. No incentive. We're trying to put together something out there called Stop the Violence Tour. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna get your information from T since you do music, you know.
Okay.
And I'm gonna check out your clothing line. Whatever I can do for you, brother, I'm here. I'm here to help you get in the door, do what you get. I don't give out money, but I give out my hands. Okay.
Can you want to know what, brother? I definitely don't need no money because as we do from the streets, we come from the ground up and we have to build, and in every in every successful man, all he needs is a chance. Like my clothing line, I took the money that I worked my job from and invested in that. And it's the same thing with my music. Like I tell cats, you don't really have to look for a deal. All you need is the chance, the opportunity. Because now, like you said, because now, like you said, with the internet, I've put all my stuff on iTunes myself. All I have to do is pay to promote it, and I collect all my royalties myself.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason we got big labels now is just for the distribution arm and their marketing. That's it, because they got the other. Yeah. I tell everybody, stay indie, because if they want you, that means unless you calling the shots, everybody, they're not signing nobody, not in the hip hop, because hip hop, you can sign someone for a $10 million thing, and tomorrow he's going to jail or he shot his own family, he's gone, or he got killed. It's a bad investment. And remember, those companies, they're publicly traded companies, so it's all about that ROI, that return on investment. And they got to answer the stockholders. Now, when you're on the independent side, you answer yourself. But it's a struggle because you don't have that network behind you. And so that's why you got to build like we're building. That's the struggle I had. I go toe-to-toe with any major out there. I don't have their bag behind me. Bag folks who don't understand, meaning their financials. But what I lack in those resources, I make up in others. Okay, because now to me, internet changed the game. Money, hard currency, is not the only currency. We got digital currency right now, and I'm a billionaire with it. Okay.
Cool.
Anyway, I'm gonna open up another. I want to open up another line because there's some callers been waiting.
Yeah, but they're probably waiting for T. We need T up in here.
Yeah, I don't see him on the switchboard as yet, but I'm going to open up 484-332. Your mic is open if you want to ask a guest a question or make a comment.
All right, how you doing? This is L.A.P.D.
Greetings, good night.
T told me. You hear me? Yeah, good night. How you doing? T told me to tune into this. I know T since. How you doing, bro? This is L.B. I used to live in Portland. All over that area.
I'm from Seattle, man. I'm from Seattle.
I know. I think we know each other, but I gotta vibe with you later with T to see how. I think I know you, but I was in Portland. I used to own a hair shop in Portland also. But I started out
that's where my homie Clown from Mob. He's down there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I used to be right on Martin Luther King right there. I know anybody down there. Everybody know who LB is. But I started off in Long Beach and Insane, so that's on the other side of the yeah. But me and T talk all the time. I've been part of. I was with Mayor I Can with Jim Brown. I'm part of Sidewalk. Been in the class as well.
I remember you now. I know who you are.
Okay.
You're a legend. It's an honor to talk to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, bro. But, it comes, with what's going on right now, because I'm in Pennsylvania now. This is where I'm originally from. And I just put it on my Facebook.
I'm in part of Pennsylvania yet?
I'm outside of Philly. There's a park called Reading. You know what I mean? This is mostly blood right here.
I used to live in York, man. I used to live in York, PA.
Okay.
And I lived in Philly.
All right. Well, yeah, then. Yeah, that's not too far. And these kids will jump on, a lot of people don't realize these kids will jump on they will jump on the internet and pick up anything that they can vibe with or anything and start it up. You know what I mean? What we did in the past intrigues them so much, that they may not even understand what they're doing, but this is what's going on.
No.
So
they're mimicking.
Yes. You know what I mean? So when you try to talk to them about it, you get that, that rah-rah stuff or whatever else. But it comes to us to mentor them and try to pull them in any kind of way we can, I got a group of bulls in Reading. They're blood and Crip, and they got a lot of respect for each other. They love each other. You know what I mean? It's something beautiful happening. You know what I mean? They don't know what direction they're going.
Yes. Love it.
You know, I'm not far from Chester. I'm not far from Coatesville. All these little towns, you know what I mean? And sometimes, even when I was down in Charlotte, it's the outside towns that have grouped to this, you know what I mean, and really just ran with it. It's crazy. But we got a responsibility to it. You know what I mean? Everybody that's made it through, that's out here, you know, doing positive things and whatever else, you know, it's sometimes it's just walking up on the street and talking to them. You get more flack and more fighting from the so-called parents and the churches. You know what I mean? It's a shame
brother,
that it's
I tell
way.
people, all these young people need is attention. Just give them love.
That's it.
I mean, come on.
You know,
they join gangs to get love. You know, they get it, I get at home. You know,
right? Exactly.
I love you, little sis. You know.
And the point about it is, rather than, you know, take a building and make it a community center or anything like that, you know what I mean? You got to fight every kind of way to try to get anything from them. They think everything is free. You know, it's horrible.
Well,
you know, we got the solution.
We learned what happened with Freeway Rick, that they don't want us to have nothing. You know, remember back in the day, we could hang out at the community centers. We had somewhere to go.
Right, yeah. He used to give bikes away and everything like that. Yeah, I remember all that.
We had outlets, and then when they took it from us, that's when we started killing each other.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because you had nothing to do. Took your anger out on each other. Mm-hmm.
Right. And the thing is, you know.
I grew up with Crips all my life. I never had a problem with the Crips. You know, they should protect me. Matter of fact, my bodyguard now is from Pomona. And that, Trade 57. Now though, it Madam Force where that blue and red rivalry, most people don't even know why they at war. Why you hate the Crip? Oh,
no.
When they really think about it, right?
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's crazy. You know, you're liable to hear anything. These kids, you know, the things that they come up with, you know what I mean, or half the time I sit back and I watch them do the handshakes, and they be like, "Oh, you don't know that?" I said, "Nah, we ain't do all that."
Yeah.
You know, we signs or whatever else.
We
all that stuff
y'all
doing. Huh?
You just dapped it up and say,
all the little signs y'all doing and everything else, y'all just came up with that because they ain't been around that long, bro. You know, and so I sat back and you just kind of just watch them sometimes and just pay attention. You know what I mean? And they starving for whatever. You know,
that's the key. They're starving for something, anything to fill that void. And if we don't fill it with food, they get filled with poison.
They're gonna get it from the wrong places.
Let me just throw this in there. And some people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say. When I go to L.A., I check in, okay? Because L.A. is the hub. Even though I'm not an L.A. person, L.A. don't run me. You know, I dance my own tune, but I pay respect. When people come, I live in Phoenix. You come here, you better check in. I don't allow that. So it's about respect. So, but what kills me at the top, you see OG Bloods, Crips, S.A. all together, families, kids, but their hoods is our rival. I said, why? They are the ones instigating the constant war. We are now the enemy. You know, the government.
Right.
The government is training us, but now we're doing it on our own. That's the point. And that's what we got to stop. And that's the problem, because nobody wants to give up their power. I'm the big homie, man. Yo, Too Short, go out there and holler at Smiley and tell Mad Dog, you know, they like that. You know what I mean? It makes it feel important.
Right. We get on the power trip and don't want to end it. Yeah. I mean, me and T was in classes and actually a gang task force in Portland. You know what I mean? And you know, I was trying. You know, they used to have us talking to them. You know, trying to set up things where they had some kind of leeway with the kids. And one of the gang task force told me, he said, you know, in all actuality, I don't want your job. I don't want you to be successful. I had to turn and look at him for a minute. I said, you know, I said, I guess because it puts you out of a job if I'm successful, huh? He said, exactly.
Exactly.
You understand? This is what you're dealing with.
He's letting you know right there in your face.
Yeah, let you know. He's so arrogant.
The inner city youth is the fodder for all the law enforcement, for all the prisons, all the courts. If everybody was
exactly.
if everybody was not in situations, half America would not have a job.
Exactly.
It's slavery. It's modern day slavery, brother. It's modern day.
Right. Well, it's I just read because I'm reading all the time and I'm learning all the time, and I was told that the way the school system is set up, it is not set up for black boys at all. At a certain age, 7th grade, 6th grade, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is, we're in our DNA is we're discoverers. We want to, you know what I mean? There's actually it has to be another way that young black boys have to be taught. You know what I mean? Young black girls do well, huh?
Yeah, they need more hands-on.
I think our boys are exploring.
Right, exactly. It's more hands-on. And they have that already figured into the whole plan because they're making more jails. You know what I'm saying? They know what's going to happen to them. 6th and 7th and 8th grade. I remember my kids got in trouble one time, and I went up to the school, and the 8th grade vice principal told me, he said, half the kids, he said more than half the kids that we send out in 8th grade will drop out by 10th grade. I said, you actually know this and you're proud? You don't feel as though you should be trying to do something?
They're none to it because they have no control because they have no resources. They're not allowed to do what they want. Their hands are tied.
I mean, it blew my mind. I said, and I just walked out the class, walked out the school like, man, and you watch it. You know what I mean? I watched my kids when they were, from elementary on to 6th and 7th, and then it starts to happen. You know what I mean? Where their friends become more important and everything and what's going on. So it's a lot of things that we combat. Huh?
I say yes, that preteen stage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it. You know what I mean? And then and they learn about gangs from whatever or whoever, you know what I mean, the wrong situations, and it's gone, They glorify some of the negative stuff, so much of the negative stuff. I said, half of y'all ain't, Tukey wrote books, and half of y'all ain't tried to read them.
Ain't even read them.
No. You know what I mean? But my Ciccone book,
but they don't learn the history, you're right.
My Ciccone book, but you won't read Tukey's book. What's up with that?
Let me see. Caller 567-215. I'll leave your mic open, but let me get these calls in.
All right.
567-215. I have your mic open.
Hey, how you doing?
Greetings. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we hear you good.
Hello? Oh, okay.
We hear you.
All right, it's an honor to be a part of this discussion, a part of this whole conversation in this broadcast. T. Rodgers is my father. And when I say my father, I'm not from his loins, but I'm one of the many sons that he adopted and took up under his wing. When I reached out to him, I called him. And, yeah.
All right, I'm trying to hang you up. Hold on.
Is that T?
No, this is one of his sons.
Oh, you sound just like him.
I know.
This is Santorio Hector. I'm also from Cleveland. I'm a hip hop artist from Cleveland, Illyville Records, Black Heart Productions, Management, Publishing. You know what I'm saying? I used to bang Blood back in the day. A Blood named L.A.P.D from Hawthorne, California, came here in the late 80s, early 90s, and took over the King Kennedy projects, and then from that central area took over the whole dope trade in Cleveland. We were initially like insane vice lords, but
I remember.
Yeah, my big brothers started rotating with L.A.P.D, and they flipped us into a blood set. So I didn't
how it happened.
Yeah, I ain't had no type of rank or no status or nothing like that, so I just had to go with the flow, and I just dived in full force, and that's just what I did. And what happened was in 2005, I was out in a place called Ashtabula County, which is on the Ohio, Pennsylvania border, just before Conneaut. And
by Warren.
It was a town that had been colonized by Los Angeles Crips. I mean, it was 5'9", 7'4" Hoovers, IGCs down there, and it was like they was like about 3 generations, maybe 4 generations.
They was slinging that crack.
Yeah, but you know, like it was a national peace treaty in '93 that took place in Missouri, and like
peace treaties don't stop people from selling drugs. It makes it
they
more
don't.
profitable. There's no violence.
But it was different for me, Mac Drama, and you know, I remember you from the Miseducation of the Bloods documentary, and you speaking on there, and you was just speaking some real shit, and so you know, hat off to you too, because you know I respect you, and you know I was listening to what you said in the documentary, man. You know, Miseducation of the Bloods, but that was my situation, and I hadn't been actively gangbanging in a long time, but. So I go to this place in 2002. It's 2002. I'm like, niggas don't even bang no more. Excuse me, I'm thinking brothers don't bang no more. And I go and I walk in the store. I walk in the store and a white man was looking at me all crazy. And I said, you know, is it a problem? And he said, you're not scared to wear red? And I said, what you mean scared to wear red? He said, you're not scared to wear red? And I said, well, what's going on? Why should I be scared to wear red? And he said, the Crips. And I said, the Crips? And he said, yeah. I said, for real? And, man, I was up there by myself. I mean, you know, and it was kind of immature. It was immature, bro. It was immature. Now that I know it was immature, but I haven't been actively gangbanging in a minute, but I'm like, oh, these brothers got up here terrorizing the city. I drove back to Cleveland, jumped in my car, drove back to Cleveland, went to New Flavor on 105, bought a fresh pair of red Chucks, and just after that, it was just on and popping. So when I called Pop...
Let me tell you something real quick. I used to go back and forth between the East Coast and West Coast, and I remember I used to go East Coast, and they was like laughing at me. I'm wearing a Jerry curl, wearing khakis and all that. And then the movie Colors came out. Then Colors came out. And then the next year, everybody was wearing blue, acting like they were on the West Coast. It cracked me up.
Right, it's crazy. So I called Dad in like 2004. Like it was like 2004. I reached out to him, and the thing about Dad is he knows when somebody reach out to him and they on some old gangbanging, what he call it, gangbanging, goofy shit, and on some BS, he could just tell. Yeah, he could tell from the whole conversation. So I call him. I give him the rundown. I tell him my story. He already know what I'm on. You know what the man told me? He said, young brother, he said, the best revenge that you can have on these people is to live right. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
That man, he got so many, what they call it, eloquiums. Man, he needs to write a book on it. Wait till y'all speak to the wisest man on the planet. I know he's Moses to me.
Mac Drama, man, he say the best revenge you can have is to live right, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I'm thinking like, is this the T. Rodgers that I've been reading about, co-founder of the Bloods, big OG, when we started the Black Peace Zone?
That's right.
I'm like,
you heard right.
I'm like,
when people meet me, they be thinking I'm gonna be some 6'9", dark skin. Man. Nine times out of 10, you catch me with a suit. You catch me with a suit and tie. You know, that's just the way it is. They build you something that ain't. But because it's what you're doing that overshadows things. Yeah, T. Rodgers is shorter than me, but to me, he's saying tall as a mountain.
And he told me that, and I was like, man, I'm out here at I'm talking about with real Crips. I'm like, I don't got time for this. I'm trying to get some troops or something. Like, yo, like send me some troops.
Hey man, they all real. They all real. If they can kill you, that bullet will still kill you. I don't care if it's close if they got. I don't like when people say, well, that was real and one fake. No, ain't no one fake. If you could die.
Now I know that now, but what I'm saying, Drama, when I say that is like what you was talking about.
They're
about
knowledgeable. I guess y'all follow you.
Yeah, these youth out here that's just picking up something and running with it and not really understanding. It didn't even click in my head. I wasn't even trying to hear nothing that my pops was saying, and it didn't click into my head until I was sitting behind bars in prison.
Yeah,
that's revenge that you can have on these people is to live right. It kept ringing in my head the whole time. All my time during my prison, it kept ringing in my head, the best revenge that you can have is to live right. And that's when it clicked in my head. But what was hurting me was the fact that I had so much love for this blood thing that it was just seeing like the destruction in the streets. And then I'm in jail and people telling me that it's Pyrus and it's Bloods that's on the West Coast that's killing each other. And I said, man, you crazy. I said,
everybody
that ain't never happened.
Now, bro. Everybody kills each other. It don't matter.
I said, man, you crazy. I said, Bloods don't fight Bloods. Bloods don't kill Bloods. That's unheard of. They were like, no, bro, that's what's going on in California.
For folks not listening, back in the day, Crips were known to fight amongst each other, and Bloods, because they was outnumbered, was always united. So now, 2017, it's not like that no more. It don't matter. Anybody killer, unfortunately. And that's why I said genocide is among us, and we got to change that. You know, and when he talk about he loves his blood stuff, folks, you got to understand, black people in America have no culture, no history. I'm Latino, I got something, but I still have nothing. This gangbanging gives them something to believe in. So don't judge my brothers and sisters harshly because they're gangbanging or whatever, because I came from the suburbs with money, I still became one.
No, I love them. I love them all. That's why I'm out here. The first thing I did when I got out was reach out to Pop, reach out to Dad, because he don't like you to call him Pops. I reached out to Dad, and I instantly connected with him. And then I started reaching out to different homies from all the little different blood sets. My uncle was a Kiwi. My uncle got caught up in a drug conspiracy in the 90s where the Linwood Crips came and took over Akron, Ohio. My uncle went to prison and met a Crip in prison and got out and probably went to California and put in some work and came back with about 6 or 7 Linwood Crips and took over Akron, Ohio. And there was a big drug conspiracy, news people, all of that, and got sentenced to 19 years for them cats and kept his mouth closed. So I don't tip on none of that.
I won't cut you off, but your story is the same story whether you're in Ohio, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Florida. It's that crossing in of cultures and things that is doing. And the reason I'm saying this, imagine all that was on some positive shit. Where we would be at right now. You see, when civil rights was given, some other with the Jews, the brothers got left behind. We're still in the struggle. You know what I mean? And we're still in the loop. We gotta break that loop, man. And we can't depend on the white man or the Jews, man.
We gotta depend on each other because all we have is one another.
We're doing it. We're doing it right now. Yeah,
let me open up line. Let me open up another line.
Can you bring on T? Find T. He's on a 310 number or an unknown number.
Oh, MACK DRAMA. I do, and I know Dollar Bill. I know Dollar Bill.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Maybe he's his 111 number. Let me see.
Yeah, that's him. Bring that on. That gotta be him.
111.
Is that you, T?
Hey, y'all know I can cuss in 7 different languages.
I know that was What's up, brother? I knew that was him. He probably MACK DRAMA, shut the fuck up and give me on the phone. Give my language. Pardon me. I gotta.
Okay.
What's up? Everybody.
I didn't know what kind of number that was.
The big homie T. Rodgers, but you know he's a regular man, but he's a man and he gets a lot to say. Welcome aboard. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, this was worse than American Ninja. I had to jump through holes, over puddles, climb through walls. You know, but I'm here. I'm grateful and learning patience and being humble. You know, everybody that actually associates with me, there's one thing that I always say: the greatest respect that you can give another human being is just to listen. You know, and as impressive, as impulsive as I was listening to the show, the universe and the ancestors did not allow me to get in at that particular time. So I was made to be still. I was made to just listen. And right now I'm just humbled and I'm grateful. I heard the comments that the people said, and in the immortal words of Sally Fields at one of the Academy Award show, she said, "You love me. You really love me."
And we love you, brother.
Yeah, I think that was nice. That was nice of him to say that. That was special.
Well, the one that got me the most, I worked many years with L.B, and L.B literally laid his life down many times for me. I worked with Hector, who y'all say sound exactly like me. It's a work in process. But the one that got me, the one call that got me, was Born. And we do things, the spirit, the universe, the ancestors, they guide us a certain way. And I didn't know that I stayed with Born 18 months. All I knew is that this was a human being that was in search of something, that needed something. And again, the greatest respect that I can give another human being is just listen to him. In prison, those of us who have been to prison, mail, money, visits, and packages makes you still feel alive. You know what I mean? The man who E40 said, my mail is strong. And you want to have that connection with the outside world. Now, let me switch over right quick, and we deal with this gang phenomenon. There is a trinity. There is home, school, and prison. See, just because you lock a body up, although still the stones may imprison my body, my mind is still free to seek and caress a vision that is you. So you lock my body up, but I can transcend. I can go wherever I want to go in my mind. And if my spiritual connection is strong enough, I can still communicate with you. Those of us that are dreadheads, that are real spiritual dreadheads, we don't need a phone. We don't need Skype. We can talk to each other telepathically. And those of us that are dreadheads, we know this, and we don't have to prove nothing to anybody. When my grandson, who has dreads, is in trouble, I know it before he knows it. I know this. So what I was saying is that when the police takes down a whole tier of shot callers and readers and whatever it is, it cripples them a certain way, but it doesn't stop because Emma controls certain shit from the prison. And when a person has life, he has nothing to lose. When he has life, he doesn't care about any other life. So the missions that they send people on are also deadly. So did they really stop the crime, or did they divert the crime so that the criminal becomes more sophisticated?
Wow, absolutely.
Let's take Chicago. They tore down the housing projects. They tore the housing projects down under the regentrification. Those people had to go somewhere. And when those people went to wherever they had to go, then the war started over again. The war for power, the war for whatever they were doing. I don't think that was part of the plan. So with that being said, I think I'll be quiet right now.
No, you don't need to be quiet.
Okay, I'm going to open up. I'm going to open up another line then. Right. He just gave us a drop in the bucket. But that'll give us time to open up 702-969. I want to open your mic now. 702-969.
Hey, how you doing?
Greetings. Everything is good. How you doing?
What's happening, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm just shouting out and saluting OGT, man, Big T and OG Mac. My name Bob. I'm from Compton.
What's happening, Bob?
Okay. Give thanks for calling. Peace and love to you, my brother.
Wait.
Yeah.
Listen. That's young Bob, who I was very close with his father. His father is a legend in itself. His father is a legend. Mm-hmm. He is the seed of his father. So it's just not, I'm shouting out OG Mac and T. You are the next generation. You are up at bat, Bob. We are passing the torch to you. And by the way, Bob is a Crip. But we're passing the torch to you.
All right. It's all love.
All day. One family.
The groundwork that myself and Mac has put in, you, my son, have to be greater than both of us. That is your mission.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, you know, like I was talking to T the other day, man, you know, I was telling him, you know, on the legacy of my father, you know, my father did a whole lot of good in L.A., man, you know, as far as Crip and Blood. That's how I met T, you know what I mean? When I was 13 years old, you know, I'm 38 now, man, but my father passed like 2 years ago. And, you know, as far as me being a real one, though, like, really, like, you know what I mean? Mac, T, y'all both know what time it is, but, you know, it just started me, you know, I had to do something different in the legacy of my father, though. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know so many damos, so many rips. Like, you know, I got a VIP pass in L.A., and that's damn near through my pops. And, you know, for me on my own, though, you know, dealing with blood from, you know, Camp Y and all that other shit, you know what I mean? I built a bond with certain niggas, and, you know what I mean? It's like, I can, like Mac said, a point I really wanted to make when Mac said, when Mac spoke on Black Lives Matter. You know, I've been telling the homies, and I tell everybody, why don't a Black Life matter when another nigga kill another black?
Exactly.
But everybody go crazy. Everybody go crazy. Yeah, you know, no, look. I mean, not to cut you off, Mac, but I was telling my pops, you know, we had a slightweight debate. You know what I mean? My brother's Big Sight from Swans, the Mad Swan Bloods. But, you know, we had a debate, though, when Trayvon Martin, you know, all that shit went down. And I was telling Pops, like, man, Pops, I'm not going to that shit. I ain't going to that route. You know what I mean? I say, my nigga, if we kill a nigga in the hood or we kill 5 or 6 niggas, we heroes, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I can kill 6 or 7 Bloods, and my whole city gonna look up. My whole hood gonna look up to me, bro. You know what I mean? But ain't nobody crying, ain't nobody going crazy about none of that. Why them Black Lives didn't matter? So when the police, you know, not being hypocritical, but when a Mexican or a police or any, you know, other race killers, we want to start rise and go crazy and all that. That's all critical. That's hypocritical. You know what I mean?
Well, do you know why?
You gotta start.
But you know what? You gotta go to the root of why black on black crime even exists anyway. Because if you're not in a crappy environment, then you wouldn't take your anger out on one another. It's the environment that got us killing each other and crabbing in the buck with each other. That's why we're doing that.
I totally understand that. Don't get me wrong now, Kwame, don't get me wrong.
So
I'm not against blacks. I'm not against my people.
Why that's happening.
No. Yeah, I'm not.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a part of the problem, ma'am. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. You know what I mean? But at the same time, It's just like, you know, with homies. I mean, you know, a lot of niggas like, you know, they do this shit for the TVs and for the network. I do this shit, you know, unknown. You feel what I'm saying? I done stopped a lot of gang wars. I done stopped a lot of niggas getting killed. I done stopped a whole lot of shit that never ever will probably be documented unless the people that was there speak on it. And I don't do it for the credit.
You're saying it
I
now.
do it from my heart.
It's documented now.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was telling Tito, you know, I did it for my, you know, when I say the nigga, it was from my heart, bro, because I didn't want to see him or his family hurt. You feel me? But, I mean, like I say, even in your neighborhoods, bro, you got to clean up your own backyard before, you know, it's like a lot of homies. My uncle, rest in peace, told me one day, he said, Bob, don't ever let these females, you know, don't ever let them talk to a real nigga and y'all start beefing, and this girl ain't going to do nothing but tell or get on the stand on everybody.
Exactly.
And that's cool, bro. It's like you got to clean up your
brothers
own backyard.
is getting on the stand, too.
No, that's true. That's true. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you know,
permission to
speak on it more than the sisters on it.
No, it's not even a shock no more. It's not even a shock. I know a lot of.
Hear me. I guess
what you say,
T? May I have permission to speak?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, brother. Yes.
You got 2 minutes. That's all you get.
You only talk that shit because you're in Arizona. I can't smack the shit out you. Right now, we identified the problem. Here is the solution, the beginning of the solution. A lot of us have read the Willie Lynch letter, regardless if it's mythical or not. If one reads the Willie Lynch letter, digests it, and then regurgitates it, more importantly, live it backwards. It is a blueprint to keep slaves in line for the next 500 years. And if we live it in reverse, we have the first 5 steps to freedom. It's not Einstein's theory of relativity. All it is it's just practicing. It is the motion of making your energy work the way that it's supposed to. One at a time.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we reinvent the rites of passage for this generation, that is 5 more steps to freedom.
Absolutely.
5 more steps, because we don't know when we are men and women. Because your butt cheeks can clap on a pole, or you can pick up a dollar bill without your hands, doesn't make you a woman. If you become sexually deviant and you don't understand sex and DNA, let me give you a small example. If I have sex with Insane, Loco, Nutty Boy, Scarface, all of that DNA that he has had sex with goes from him into me. And then when I'm with this guy, all of my friends start to say, girl, something wrong with you, changed. You sure is funny. Well, she has the jinns and demons from Insane, Local. She has all of those years. We never talk about that.
Yes, that is true. That is true, because the womb is an absorber. So you're right about that. The womb is like a sponge. She will absorb that energy. Mm-hmm. And then start behaving like his other women, too, because he may have other women. She may be acting like the other women, too.
Will y'all be quiet? Damn, I got the mic. I've been listening to y'all for an hour and a half. Fuck. And that's P-U-H-C-K, so I didn't curse on radio. Okay? The womb itself, and we haven't gotten into that. If one says amen and say that God, the creator, is a man, I beg to challenge that. Because we as men, we ain't passing no babies through our little pee-pees. We ain't even going through that pain for 9 months. The world would be peopleless if you left it up to a man. He's not going through that pain. Now, when we talk about the black hole, we talk about the black hole, right? And you want to take a woman, listen, you want to take a woman and call her a bitch. If she's a bitch, what does that make her man? And if her man becomes a dog, if the man becomes a dog, you spell it backwards, and then what do you have?
A god.
Right. So if he is a god and his woman is his equal, then she is a god. And she is the only creature that can pass a soul from one portal and dimension and universe to another whole portal and dimension and universe. So who is really God? I rest my case. We will go back to this world and diameter. What if me and Bob and Mac, because Mac is younger than me, Bob is younger than Mac. What if the three of us, Crips and Bloods, sat down and we formulated a survival for a full-time gangbanger? One more time. We formulated a survival kit for a full-time gangbanger. That's insurance. That's health insurance. That's life insurance. That's car insurance. In case his dumb ass gets killed. Because when he gets killed, his family usually don't have any insurance. And we got to do car washes and taco sales and shit. All right? So with that being said, that's for the child. Now, what if we put together a survival kit for this generation's parenting? Because the parenting now is different. So we got parenting of gang members, and we got gang members that are parents. Now, these are the things that we talk about in the self-class. These are the things that we put together. These are the things that are pertinent right now. No, I do not want to tell you stories about my history and what I've done. My life is an open book. You can catch it on Google or any of the books that I wrote. I'd like to talk about things that are pertinent right now. And with that being said, and this ain't my show, with that being said, I would like the callers to dictate what we talk about. So if a caller calls in and gives us a question, challenge us to see how resourceful we are at solving that problem right here, right now. Nothing else matters.
Okay, so I'm going to take caller 856-236. 856, your mic is open.
My mic open?
Greetings. Yes.
All right, how y'all doing? It's called the
I'm blessed. How are you?
I just want to say peace to everybody. I've been listening all night. The old man called me today. That's my big bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Newark, New Jersey. It's a lot of things that go on out there. You know what I mean? We try to heal the streets ourselves. I am a red side person myself, and like I said, there's a lot of things going on in the streets that need to be held with the younger generation. You know what I mean? Walking the wrong ways and not being able to walk the right ways. You know what I mean? I just want to know a little more advice on what can we do to save these streets.
Let's do it one at a time. T, who you want to speak first?
Matthew up first, and then we'll go to the sister.
All right. What we can do to save these streets? The first thing you got to recognize, you can't save the streets. You can't save the streets. You cannot save what you've lost.
You have noise in your background as well. It's hard to hear you.
Hey, do me a favor, sister. Mute everybody except for me. Just mute everybody except for me. Even T, mute everybody. That way ain't no nothing. Everybody mute. Then we do one. Okay. Number one, we can't save that which is lost. Okay, and this is me speaking.
All right.
We embrace what's there, taking to greatness. Remember, I don't know if you listened, I said, I don't regret it. Like I said, I'm one of the few black people that should have had a choice. I didn't have to join the gang because I don't come from the hood. Chose it, okay? But I have no regrets because this is what I say. You know, they say if it don't kill you, makes you stronger. My saying is, if it don't break me, it makes me. It's what the main foundation of what I am, and even the darkness of it. So you gotta embrace it. But now, once you recognize it, get knowledge of truth and self, go into a positive change. So the only thing you can do is wake them people up. That's it. They got to woke the fuck up. That's it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. You do it one at a time. You see, we got Big Pop Bop on here. OG Love from Compton. What you want to call it? You got T. Rodgers. You got me. We woke up.
Definitely.
People wake up. That's
Definitely.
It. That's all you got to do. One at a time. Wake them up, and then bring them together and say, look, it goes like this. Together we're stronger. Divided we fall. Come on. Wake them up.
We actually did some things, you know what I'm saying? Well, we had T. Rodgers come up.
There's a lot of levels to it, of course.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we had T. Rodgers come up, whatever. He jumped on the song with us, you know what I mean? Jumped in the movie with us. We try to do some things, you know what I mean, to better ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Things is crazy everywhere, you know what I mean? And all we can do is start from the root, and that's ourselves.
Indeed.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
go to the next person.
Is that Shango?
It's Shango all day, big bro.
Oh my God! Greetings,
That's Shango from Mob?
No, this Shango from Newark. This Newark, New Jersey.
I know. I'm saying, no. Are you from Mob? Or are you from Brick City Brim?
Nah. I'm from Murder.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say this. When I went to Newark, it was by one of my other sons by invitation, and that was G.E.T. And we got there, and he had a plan. And I believed in it. I believe in him. I met the most incredible human beings I've ever met in my life. And Shango is the African name of the god of thunder. everybody else knows him as Thor, but the original name is Shango. And when I met this brother, his name is Swift, just got out the penitentiary. And when I met the brother, thick, imposing, intimidating, mandinka-ass motherfucker, he blocks the sun and the moon, but he is so fucking gentle.
He looks the part.
He is so funny. You know what I mean? You never judge a book by the character. And the physical part about him was intimidating, but his soul was so inviting and warm, and we had such a good time. Not only that, but Matt, this kid can rap. This kid can rap. The talent in Newark is off the hook.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Mac, we might have to do something, Mac.
Hey, ain't no might about it. We on this mic right now. We gonna do it. Remember, that's your question. The question is, what can you do? Just do something about it. That's it.
That's right.
Your answer.
Right.
It's good.
I got you. But T, man.
Okay, so.
Remember,
go ahead.
Everybody answer that question around table. So, young lady, your turn, Queen.
Okay, I'll leave your mic open, 856 if you like, but we're gonna move on to caller 323-251.
Okay.
That's
323-251.
Kelly.
Your mic is open. 323.
323-251. Mute your phone.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, my name is Cubone. I'm from L.A. I've been listening to you all day, man, and I'm a crip out of South Central L.A. I'm very instrumental with the Peace Treaty in '92. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very instrumental with, saving lives and stuff and solutions to the problem. Like T. Rodgers, he invited me to the show right here, man. And, he's a great father and a great general, a person I look up to, because if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now in the position that I am, and have been in since '92 up until this day. You know what I'm saying? I run my own programs in the South Central LA. I create jobs for my homies in my neighborhood, whether they go to jail or don't. You know what I'm saying? I hang with down moves from all sides, we working gang intervention. We created that in 1992, so I spoke at the Million Man March with T. Rodgers and stuff. So it goes on and on, I got family history and everything with us. Like y'all say, everybody been saying, we got to work on that solution. We all done been there. We done fought boys battles, lost brothers. We done died on our hands, and we fought with the church. You know what I'm saying? We done heard scholars. We've been through everything, through the mud and back. We got money. Some of us do, some of us don't. You know what I'm saying? With our solution, man, we'd have to save our kids. We got to save our youth. Because I travel the country with the kids. I be with the kids in Atlanta. I did Ferguson with the kids and did the Michael Brown thing. Like I said, I'm one of the persons that believe, like you said, the brother said earlier, is when we lose our life, that's what matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Because we're losing our lives in the urban streets on the gang violence, and that's why I have to go out and save. I can't help what things do to somebody else. You know what I mean? I don't knock those that go do it, but that's what they do. And most of the people that do come into our communities and get us to march and stuff, they're going the next day. So I tell my homie, don't even go march. I don't do it. I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because, if I do it, it's going to be I'm giving a job to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving a person opportunities. I'm mark that corner that I go down that I was on. That's where I go to. Like I hang in the Pueblos. We got a program going on the east side of Los Angeles and then over the low bottoms and stuff where I'm from, Broadway. You know what I'm saying? It's like all we have to do now is, like T. Rodgers said, just put our solutions together. A lot of you brothers, man, I hear, I say, like I said, I've been following y'all throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Mac, I heard you for a long time, and, I never got the chance to meet you someday, brother. It would be a grateful thing to do, what I'm saying? At the same time, it's like, I'm with the solution. You know what I mean? We can talk all year long. We can go at it. But one thing about me, I'm with the solutions. And, like I said, T. Rodgers knows
it's
real
time
good.
for
And,
action.
you raised me up in this. You feel me?
Yeah, we need action. It's action time. Too much talking. Need some action.
Indeed.
Right.
So let me say this about Bones.
We appreciate you, brother.
When we came together, you know what I mean? We were basically colorblind, and I got to get back into the spirituality because I didn't look at Bones as a Crip or Blue. I looked at Bones as I look at myself. He was a reflection of me. what I didn't know is that Bone is so instrumental in putting together those small programs. There's a program over here that he does. There's a program over there that he does. And Real Bad Boys Move in Silence. Real Bad Boys Move in Silence. Bone is really putting in work. And he ain't looking for no fanfare, no pats on his back, none of that shit. Just get the job done. Now, hey, Q.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I'm right here.
I would love for Michi to call in from a woman's point of view. I'd love for Tia to call in from a woman's point of view. That would like really. That would enhance the show.
I need to talk to my sisters. Yeah. That's true.
They are listening because people are texting me and hitting me on social media listening, and some of our ladies, Bickham from 456 Island, won't you call in?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
his sisters are very. There's a lot of sisters very influenced about it, man. You know, like you said, we gotta get together and make it happen.
Let me say this. Let me
real quick, Chief. Now we can make it happen because we on both coasts. Because this is the problem on both coasts, not just one coast. It may start on one. It's on both coasts, and look at us. We're all connected now, more so than ever. Said actions. We gotta make it happen.
Well, what I wanted to say was this. The streets have a grapevine that is much greater than any cell phone ever invented. Okay? And with that being said, if I have a problem, there was a problem in L.A. with some Masons. And one of the Masons reached out to me. Is there no help for the widow's son? And we got together. I put a call in the Bone. Bone put a call in. We got the shot callers from the set to actually come together. The reason why it didn't come together is because that particular mosque didn't want the publicity. See, what I'm saying is that we are ready. We are ready. I will fight with you. I won't fight for you. Yeah. We got World War III going on in the background, but it's cool. I got grandkids.
Right. Who's watching CNN?
I watch it all the time.
Oh, because we can hear it in the background. Can you turn your television down?
Oh, no, that wasn't me.
I know it was him.
No, it's the two gangster, huh? I didn't get it. It wasn't me. My hands are right here. I got an alibi. I called my lawyer. It wasn't me.
Yeah. You better talk to my
and the
lawyer.
TV ain't stolen. Yeah, and the TV ain't stolen. Yeah, that part. No, it wasn't for.
All right, I'm going to open up line 484-332. Your mic is open, 484-332.
Hello?
484-332.
Yeah.
Good night. Greetings.
Greetings. How you doing? You guys cut me off. I felt like T. I was on earlier.
I didn't cut you off. Your call dropped or something. I don't know.
Y'all was getting on topics and I couldn't say nothing. I was like, man, I feel like T now.
Your call dropped.
And I gave him the number and I was kicked off. All right.
Well, you should have said something. I could have called you from here.
I didn't know. I sent the message to T, but I guess he got so involved. You know, he was so happy with his time. But I got some good messaging going on. This is a meeting of the minds that should have happened a long time ago. We got to do something with this, though. We just can't let it just linger and just have this conversation. We need to get each other's numbers and keep it moving. But you know, the glue and I'll say it, the blood of this is C.R.A.S.H. You know what I mean? We all got a relationship with him that is the glue to everything. You know, I call this brother up in the middle of the night because I had a dream, and I'll tell him, like Martin Luther King, and we'll go back and forth, and he say, you know something, L.B., it don't mean nothing if we don't act on it. I said, you're right.
Yeah,
You're 100% right.
That's right.
Too much talking.
That's right.
So my dad's favorite phrase ever was actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. And from you know better, you want to do better, and we know better. So we need to put our minds together and our talents and our skills and get this plan going, because we see what the problem is. We know why we killing each other. We understand it because we just said it tonight in so many different ways. We all still coming to the same old conclusion. So we on the same frequency. But now we got to get in synchronization and get some action going so this vibration and the frequency can rise and start resonating into the people that we're trying to reach out to, you know?
You know what I mean? And taking some words from a brother that I love, why would you let your enemy teach your kids? So we got to start there.
Of course. We should be homeschooling more. We should be doing health and nutrition classes with our children. You know, they're obese, they have diabetes. That's not normal. 9 years old with diabetes or 9 years old and you have your period. Those things are not normal, and we're really off balance. We're very off balance.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may, Mac, you hit the nail on the head. You said that we're all here together. We got young Bob out of Compton, and he's somewhere else doing the work. All right? We got L.B. that's all over the East Coast. It's a phone call for me to call L.B. and I say, L.B., I got a family in distress.
Let's do
L.B., this mother needs this. It gets done. L.B. will call me. I'll call Mac. Mac will wind up calling Bob. And then we'll have to turn around and call Cubo. You know what I mean? So it is working. The reason why y'all keep saying it ain't working, because it's not Facebook. Real bad boys move in silence. Real bad boys move in silence. And that's all that it is. We just put the work in. It gets done. We save lives, and we don't look for the fanfare. There's no theme music behind me. I wish I had a big red cape that would blow in the wind, but they probably shoot at my ass. But we don't do any of that. We just get the job done. And the greatest reward that I can get, I wish it was money, but the greatest reward that I get is when somebody says, remember when you came to my 6th grade class? Remember when you came to my high school class? Like Bourne. Bourne said, brother, you wrote me for 18 months. I mean, come on, man. How do I put that on my epitaph? How do I put that on my gravestone? How does my legacy reflect that? Because I cared about one human being that the world thought that they could put under the penitentiary. He is somebody. He is somebody. And look where he is now.
I know.
What I gave him, he's giving back. Y'all don't understand that.
Yes.
What you give out, you get back tenfold. Absolutely. So if your fucking OG is sending you on suicide missions that his bitch ass ain't gonna go on, then he ain't your fucking OG. On second thought, he's your OG. He's an old goat. He's an old fucking goat. He's an old man that needs to get the fuck out the way. Okay? You know, so if he's not uplifting the community, if he can't, as a triple OG, you can't pick that phone up and call the mayor, call your congressman, call somebody to make things happen in your city, then you're not doing what you're supposed to do. If you're not a leader in the community, then you need to shut the fuck up. A fact. If you're not a leader in that village. Now listen,
I thought this was PG-13.
Did somebody say something? Did somebody say something?
You can't get it rough. You can't get it rough.
Listen,
PG-13.
Listen. Here we go. If an old man, the difference between an elder and an old man has not put in any work, any part of his life. An elder is one who has put in work all of his life. He is a living legend and a living library. He knows our story as opposed to his story. Plain and simple.
That's right.
Plain and simple. Right. So when a youngster approaches and then just throws out the term OG loosely, then he's honoring the wrong people. I don't answer to OG anymore. I don't. I don't, because it has no meaning. As Mac said, we earn those titles. Blood, sweat, tears, and years. But now any old fool can be called an OG. They passed me with that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's deep. That's really deep. Because when I saw it, from a young girl, I always thought that OG meant old God. But I didn't see it as a negative. I just saw it as, an old God,
It can be.
But, some people have their own definition. Right. And then, a YG or young God, that's YG is young God, OG is old God. That's how I cited it, from the 5%ers and, the gods and earths and all of that. I remember those days, calling each other God and brother and queen and king. We need to get back to doing those things, too, because the bitches and hoes ain't working anymore. We start calling each other queen and king.
Again, let me interject. Everybody's not a king. Everybody's not a queen. Everybody's not a god.
Well, we're not. Okay, we don't have to literally say it, but we need to start calling each other by our proper names and not using curse words to identify one another. That's what I mean. You're right, everybody's not a king and a queen, but in our own right, we are our own God and goddess. So let's respect one another as that, is what I'm saying.
So, sister, let me say this. Some of the most intelligent people in the world are the most prolific swearers. I mean, they could string together a paragraph of curse words that you would not believe, and it would be
I am one of them.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I'm holding it down because I'm on her show.
Yeah, I can dig it.
And not only that, not only that, most of us that use profanity prolifically can explain the seed, not the root, the seed word of each curse word that we use. I ain't going to say shit after that.
Okay.
boy.
But this is all love.
It is love. All y'all, everybody here, we all love T, whatever else. But me and T shared a domicile together, so I know him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I know exactly what he's talking about when he say what he's saying, because I done seen him cuss some people out. Everybody in the room be scratching their head like,
okay, yeah, beat you getting mad. You can't get mad first. He get mad before you get mad.
Because you trying to dissect what he just said.
No, you can't get mad because he beating you getting mad. That's why you can't get mad. Not because you digested it. You already digested it from he said it. But he beat you getting mad. You don't even get a chance to get mad first. He already mad.
Yeah, because he got some.
You don't even know he's insulting you. That's how.
When he hit you with the meat sack thing, I'd be like, meat sack? What are you talking about?
He's a well-learned, well-versed man.
You call it I don't think I appreciate that meat sack. What meat sack, man? All right.
Hey, y'all, we got 45 minutes. I would really like to
let me get this next caller, too.
Yeah,
973-653. I'm going to open up your mic. 973-653.
Should be born.
973. Your mic is open if you want to say something. Okay, well, your mic is open, Born. So I'm going to move on. Let's move on to 310-594. 310-594.
Yes, how you doing?
Yes, good evening. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. My name is Malik. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of a gang. I've been in a gang for like 2 weeks, so I'm trying to see if anybody can help me get out of this gang.
Ooh, thank you for calling.
Hey, young man, I can help you get out. I can help you get out that gang all the way from Chicago to L.A. Okay? Okay?
I've been in it 2 weeks, right? So they told me that like I got 2 more weeks, so I'm just trying to avoid. Can anybody tell me like how I can get out of this right quick, man? Then I'm take my call off the air. I'm just trying to see if anybody can help.
Listen,
the help is here. That's why we here. Right. But the help is here. That's why we here tonight, because he needed to.
I mean, I'm 55 years old, right?
He needs to talk to O.S.S, and he needs to talk to T. Rodgers, and he needed to be on Real Radio Talk saying this tonight. So you at the right place.
So, listen to me, sister. Y'all not listening.
I hear him, T. I hear him. I know who it is. Go ahead.
That's me, right. That's Malik Spellman, who is been on the front line with me side to side and back to back for many years. And Malik is a linguist. His words, you'll get a taste of him. I'm glad that you got through, Malik, and hopefully off air we can actually get some things done, because you have the connections to do certain things. So I'm honored that you called in. I'm very grateful that you did call in. Now, you want to give us a real question, and or, more importantly, how about giving us a solution? How about that?
So that wasn't a real question that he wants to get out of a gang. He's been in it for 2 weeks.
He was playing with us.
Because you can never get out of the gang. You can just grow. You can grow away from it, but you can never get out of it.
Well, I was really talking about this marriage I'm in, but I won't go there.
See, I told y'all.
Stop doing what you're doing.
And he has a beautiful
Stop doing what you're doing.
Hey, homie, I've been doing 35 times to get 21 kids.
What?
Don't ask me about no wife. I got 5 kids. Don't ask me about no wife.
21?
Y'all. Hey, but, honestly, though, in all truthfulness, I sat back and I absorbed the show. I think it's a very genuine concept that's predicated on some true issues. When people oftentimes ask me what is the solution, the answer is this show. The answer is those people that are conversing and the people that are the audience that are extrapolating the information. So when you get a situation where you have a show like this that verbally regurgitates information that's predicated on truth, then it goes 1 mile deep within the soul and then explodes. So there's no sudden rush to actually get a solution, because there's really no simple solutions, only intelligent choice. And the intelligent choice that we have is to maintain our global position and do a 360-degree turn, because you understand one thing, that pressure makes the best diamond, so it can shed light in all directions. And black's been dying in America since we've been here, so it's nothing new. What we've actually done was become a product of our own environment and allowed ourselves to survive a crisis that no other human being or entity or thing on the planet was able to endure, not even steal. So when you have a situation like that where you got a group of people that's backed by God, then we're going to be tried and tested like those that was before us. So when we see these youngsters that's belligerent and a little out of control, the biggest thing that's missing in this whole equation is that we never apologize to these people. We've done the bottle challenge, we've done the coffee challenge, but let's do the apology challenge, So oftentimes in my solutions, I run into a youngster and I apologize on behalf of the people like myself who sold his mother dope, who misled him, who thought he was this, that, and the other. So, we cannot beat ourselves up as convicted people already for the circumstance that was placed upon us by an evil dictator. I mean, we still got to think about Leonardo Paul and the rubber era. And then we got Margaret Sanger, and we got principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah,
so
Margaret was a wicked woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you got your man that was in the rubber era, King LaPaul. So to teach the people the history of who they're dealing with allows them to curve or cut a path to their own future. But the object of the enemy is to inundate you with your own problems in your own self to keep your mind off of him and the bigger for us. So before us there was none, and after us there'll be no more. Although they do say the acronym or the initial stands for original gangster, I think really it's more like old and gone. You know what I mean? And what we're doing is we're
what he said.
Come on, man.
See, everybody got their own definition.
You old and gone. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be Googled, you don't exist. You know what I mean? So as black people, we just got to keep chipping away, and then remember,
he said
like
Google,
these sisters.
See?
Yeah.
What's
if you ain't Google, you don't exist. That's what the kids say.
In other
words,
you gonna hold the title, fill the role out, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Exactly, and see, you know what I'm saying. See, the thing is, a lot of people don't even know people don't even know what the word Google means. That's 100 zeros behind the number.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Infinite,
so there's a lot of
little
mathematics.
Infinite.
Huh?
Yeah. It means infinite. It
doesn't.
The
infinite.
Yeah. Infinite. You know, so that means that's 100 zeros. I mean,
side.
after 99 zeros, everything else is infinite. So what I'm saying is, without having to pontificate or philosophize on the phone to a brilliant group of people like yourself, I'm honored to do the work, because as long as I got something to wake up to every day, you know, I appreciate it. I'm thankful to God. You know, if I got a problem, I embrace my problem. If I got an illness, God forbid, I embrace my illness. If I got a mission or a challenge or a young person to get out, I embrace that, because that gives me more time on the clock. See, a lot of dudes want to submit and tap out. I'm laying in the cut to go try to stop the next gang murder. I'm laying in the cut to help the old black lady cross the street or get some game to a youngster. So if you don't wake up with this type of feeling, that's why I tell my daughters, like, look, you judge a man not by his conditions. You judge a man by his mission for God. You know what I'm saying? Not what he got, but what is your purpose in this Quran and this Bible? What purpose do you have on this planet? So that's how you make your situation more fruitful. And we have to concentrate on helping out the sisters.
How you deserving to breathe the air?
Exactly. And
I'm glad you're mentioning the sisters, because the sisters need help. I'm happy you're bringing up the sisters. It's the second time the sisters came up in the conversation. Thank you
and the
for
reason
remembering
I say that is, you know, I appreciate it too, because see, they be calling the sisters thoughts and all that. I be like, hold up, I'm gonna use a T-knot. They were like, Malik, what is a T-knot? That nigga over there. That nigga over there. That's a T-knot. He's not gonna do shit. So a nation can rise no higher than its woman. So if you start at home and teach your girls that love don't love nobody, and them niggas don't give a fuck about you, the only person give a fuck about you is God and them books, then she'll make it. I mean, so until we start putting more stability and concrete into our sisters and let them know that don't let these niggas rule you with their love affairs or their bullshit. Because I was a super player.
They don't even depend on no man.
So I'm telling you, you know, you got to just really get at these little sisters, these little girls, because they don't know. If the little brothers don't know, she definitely ain't going to know.
Let me say
so
this.
Sometimes we hustling backwards, man. We got to get at these females, let them know we having 5,000 black abortions a day in the ghetto. We hustling backwards, man. We putting on clean clothes.
Malik, permission to speak, sir. Permission to speak.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
One very, very, very simple thing about fatherhood parenting. First off, I got a question. What's the hardest hood in the world? Think about that for a minute. Second off,
my household.
There is something, huh?
My household.
I think the hardest hood in the world is the hardest hood in the world is a place that's got discipline.
My kids in my home. That's my hardest hood.
Oh, okay. Okay, Mac, you said your kids. Malik, what do you say? What do you say?
I'ma say fatherhood.
Well, that's no fair, LB, because you already knew the answer. So the answer is
that's what I'm saying.
The answer is the hardest hood in the world is parenthood, because there's very, very few accurate books on how to parent. With that being said,
there's really no book how to parent.
I have the mic.
True. Okay, sorry.
As a father, one of the first things that I had to learn, a father of 6 girls, I had to learn to say and reinforce to my daughters that I love you and I don't want nothing from you. You ain't got to get my slippers, a bowl of cereal, the paper, sweep the floor, do the dishes, or nothing. Daddy loves you. I love you. For nothing, for no reason, because you are my daughter, because you are unique, because God didn't sneeze when he made you. I love you. And when she hears that, and it's reinforced by a man, the first man in her life, the first role model in her life, then she understands and values and has a reference point of what love is. And if a man does not, a father does not do that with his daughters, the first nasty nut motherfucker that whispers in her ear, her panties will explode. And then the father will say, anybody but him. Why him? Why did you get pregnant? Because he's just like you, Daddy.
Hey, T, I'm so glad my daughter say, Dad.
They will watch
you. Hey, T, you know my daughter.
You.
My daughter said, Dad, you done set a high standard for men. They can't compare to it, because that's how I raised them.
Absolutely, and you're one of the few fathers. You're one of the few fathers that understand that. You know what I mean? And we won't even get into the women who don't know what they do when they deny the father in their life. They don't know. We're not even going to get into gays and lesbians. Go ahead, LB. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
You know, the main problem with us is in the community is that even, you know, with the situations that we have, how we got kids, because I got 5 daughters too, you know what I mean? It's the thing that we do that we having kids and we're not grown ourselves. So
for the wrong reason.
Yeah, well, and it's just, you know, it's just the way things happen. It's in God's plan. But my point is that when you do have that moment of awakening and for yourself that you have to provide and do all this stuff, you're playing catch up. And you're playing, you know what I mean? And you're constantly doing, you know, wondering what the mom said and wondering what the grandmom said and, you know what I mean, their issues. And if they had a father figure in their life and all this other stuff, that we're constantly, it never ends. But the main point about it is that you can never give up. Parenting never stops. You know, in our community, they always say, 18, you out the door, whatever else. Man, you parenting until you from the cradle to the grave, you know, and it takes some kids longer. None of them are exactly the same, you know, but we got so many fatherless kids out there that are just interjecting BS. You know what I mean? Because, you know, our kids is all about their friends. Go ahead.
LB, your point is well taken. Somebody mentioned Google. Malik mentioned Google. I took a kid home from school, and his parents were in there. And I asked him, he's about 9, maybe 10. I asked him, I said, where are your parents? He said, I don't know. I say, well, who are your parents? And he turned at me and he said, Google and Siri. And he was serious. He was serious. That's how he taught himself through Google and Siri. But Google and Siri doesn't teach manners. They don't teach manners. Now, if we, and we will get back to the rites of passage for this generation, then our offspring and the generations to come will know when they are men and women. Not because you have an erection and you can get everybody pregnant on the block, or you can knock somebody out with a right or left, or again, you can shake on the pole. It doesn't make you, or you can have a baby. You're a woman. 18, 21, 25, 45, 50 years old does not make you mature. It is only life experience that makes you mature to say that you are grown.
It's true. It's true.
Well, I thank you guys for having me on. And this show is a definite sidewalk university, as Dr. Rodgers would say, and continue this conquest. Because as long as we have something to reflect upon, the water won't appear to be, the lake won't appear to be dry. It's when you look in a lake and get no reflection. So we got some reflection right now, and there's a lot of sacrifices from brothers like T. Rodgers and, you know, others that have spread this word and make that sacrifice daily in terms of dealing with the social issues and the ramifications of our social issues. So it's an honor to be a part of this, and it has me to where I have more respect for the leaders that came before us, because I can imagine the enormous burden that was placed on them. But God will never put a burden on the people they don't have the strength to bear. So I salute T. Rodgers because he's dealing with generations of issues that was issued to him before him, and then he still has a pivoting position to stay there and deal with the issues that are currently coming through right now. You know, so there's nothing but love and respect. This show is definitely a traveling university for the masses. I salute you, and, you know, like I say, you know, it's lonely at the top, but the view is great.
Hey, brother, we appreciate you coming through and blessing us with your presence, and, of course, your wise words. Thank you.
All right, peace. Thank you.
Yeah, so let me see. Caller 567-215.
Hello. I got.
How you doing?
Yeah, this is Santorio, man. I love my father for this. The people that he keeps me around He is a doctor. He teaches the exact same thing that I just had to learn in a court-appointed class. I'm on probation. You know what I'm saying? My addiction is hustle. My story is totally different than most of the rest of these people in the streets that's hustling and sold drugs. I had everything I ever wanted. My mom married an Irish Italian. He raised me from a baby. He was connected to the Cleveland family. He was connected to the Cleveland family of La Cosa Nostra and the Jewish Syndicate. Worked for him since I was a baby. You know, we had situations like my mom went to a place, went back when white people, you know, ran everything in the 70s to get some furniture, and they didn't know who she was, and the man told her that she couldn't afford
Send me his address. I'll send that nigga his address.
That she wanted.
I ain't going to play with you, Russian. Y'all over here punking black people. Nigga. You're not going to punk me.
Listen, bruh, she settled for a lesser furniture set than the one that she wanted and brought it home. And my father's boss asked him, how did my mother like the furniture? And he told him what happened. And he made the people come back and get it and bring her the one that she wanted at the same price. That's how I grew up. But my father wouldn't pay his taxes, you know, like them Italians and them mobsters don't do. So the feds took everything that we had. Everything. Imagine going to school and my pops is my replacement of my dad who raised me. My biological father is still living. And my dad, before he passed, told me to try to get to know him. He's a Spanish Indian from Barbados.
That. You should find him.
I know him. That's why I took the stage name Hector. But I used to see this man all the time. He's like from the islands. He's like spooky. I never know nothing about him. I grew up thinking this white man was my father because he adopted me. I didn't find out all this stuff till in like the middle of my life. So what I'm saying is I've seen reverse racism from little black kids talking about, yo, that white man ain't your... I done been through it all as a child. Psychotic. A lot of people don't know I was like mentally crazy. You know what I'm saying? From my trauma. And, you know, when I reached out to
the streets from that.
I went straight to the streets because I said my little brother and my little sister ain't going to have less than we had. We had everything. We went from, I thought ramen noodles was a snack. I didn't realize my homie across the street was poor. That's all they got is ramen noodles. I want to eat them. Yeah, they have our house when it's time to eat chicken and everything. You know, my people took care of the whole neighborhood. Like Pops, but then they flooded the hood with the drugs. And so it was like I knew from being around the mafia and these white people that they put the drugs in this neighborhood. And by the way, I'm a Native American. I'm a Native American who is the chief of a tribe who was selected by my ancestors and my elders. And we got litigation right now with the federal government, the Department of the Interior, the War Department. I come from like hundreds of years of warfare in my bloodline. Pops, I love you. I love you, Father, for the people that you keep me around. For the people that you keep me around, for what you done for me to give me my sanity back. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know what to say. And, you know, I always got something to say. And, you know, listen, Hector. Listen, they say that a man is not supposed to cry. But sometimes I got to cry because crying eases the pain. I am an empath, and I can feel your pain. I can feel your pain.
I'm feeling them, too.
And with that being said, in a very short time, you get...
I don't like men to cry, though.
I hate to cry. My father taught me not to cry. But at the same time, listen, bro, my father would take me... I was like 7 years old. He would take me on Saturday. He would say, I'm taking you somewhere with me. We would go to this big factory where he just unloaded. He unloaded machinery. By the time he bought my mother's house that my mother lived in to this day that's appraised at $105,000 when he was 18 years old and she was 20. I'm trying to fill those shoes. I don't know nothing about but get money and take care of mine.
Let me interject something. And that's the key. That's the keynote of everything. Everybody is searching their father, man. That's what it's all about.
That's true.
It's all about that phone. I don't care if they didn't have a father.
That's why they used to go to the street.
They get that
They're looking for that father figure.
That's why you women cannot raise these kids without a man, especially no boy.
Sure can.
What crap is that?
Listen, my biological father, Elijah Hector is a lovely man. I love him to death. He's a sweet guy. I can see why my mother been with 2 men in her life. My white father who raised me and the Spanish Indian. You know what I'm saying? But I say this to say, my father used to take me on Saturday morning to the companies that he used to work for with these white people that was telling all these racist jokes all week and tell me whose face to watch when we walk in the place. And when he would introduce me, he done already told me the name. So when I see the mouths drop and I know all these white men, black men, I seen this from the other side. It's like growing up in Pharaoh's house. I know that they put the drugs in the neighborhood to kill our people. You know what I'm saying? So my hatred was on some revenge shit that since he taught me how they was, I'm going to destroy them too. I listened to the Godfather when they said at the meeting, you know what I'm saying? I knew that this was all about drugs and everything and to put that shit in our neighborhood. And the people who originated the dope slanging and the drug dealing and all that, them Sicilians and them Germans and all the mafia dudes like the one that's in the presidential office. And now it's time for them to ask it.
Okay.
You knocked it out.
You can say that again.
They put that shit in there. He said in my community, we keep the traffic and the dark people, the colored, the animals anyway, so let them live their soul. And they be on my ass because I used to have them white girls out there selling their ass. I would not concede perverting the system.
But look at life is a full circle. Wait a minute.
Permission to speak, please. There are rules in the self class. There are rules of controlled discussion, and that is everybody gets 2 minutes to speak uninterrupted. We can all sing together, but we can't all talk together. And y'all turning this into a pool hall meeting, all right? And I won't be a part of it. I know better. I won't be a part of it. Won't do it. Nope. So we're going to respect each other. We're going to respect each other and give everybody a chance to talk. So we only got 2 minutes. We only got 2 minutes.
Okay. Can you
remember?
Yeah, we do need to share the mic a little more because there are 2 more callers I wanted to see if they wanted to say anything.
Okay.
I just wanted to say this. Life is a full circle.
Okay.
How cracked screwed up our communities. God don't like ugliness. Crystal meth is doing that the same thing in their communities. Right now, I can walk outside and I see scores of white people walking around. And I got nothing against white people. All my kids is half-breeds. But
zombie out and they mad. Zombie out and they mad. Because, and they, I try to clear.
It's all mess, and it's all white folks.
Guys, go to the next caller. These two will go back and forth all night. Please go to the next caller.
404-797. 404-797. Your mic is open. You want to say anything? $404-979. Yes, not. Okay, 216-860. Your mic is open.
This is Faye 216.
What's up, bro?
How you doing, Santorio? Thank you, man, for
Ain't you glad I stayed on you about giving this class?
Yeah,
and thank you for calling. I appreciate your time.
Stayed on you, blood, for
salute
a reason,
to T. Rodgers. Mac, I just added you on IG. I don't know if you see me or not. I said this is me, and I pretty much said what I had to say earlier. I really don't talk too much, really. So
okay.
I just want to say thank you guys. I do a lot of listening, and I take what they teach, and I apply it to my real life, and it actually works. You know, it helps me calm down because Santorio been around me a lot, and I really don't do a lot of talking. If someone, pisses me off, I was just used to that action. And so
you only talking when you curse.
Hey, can I get the mic?
So he was really.
I have the mic.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, here we go. Here we go. when Spade came to the class, it was true. We couldn't get him to open up. And what happened throughout the class, shameless plug and pat on my back, throughout the class, not me, but the class just supported him to where now Spade is ready to graduate and become a facilitator in the class. But more importantly, listen to me, but more important to me, Spade has a close friend that had, I believe it was a stroke, Spade?
Yeah.
And Spade, as much of a gangster that he was, blah, 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 he would not let the class go without him sharing what happened to his friend. And the people in the class all responded, you know, and it was very touching for quote unquote a man or a gangster, whatever the hell people want to label us, to have that empathy and compassion for his fellow man. And there were many people in the class that did reach out to his friend that had the stroke. This is what the class is about. It is about teaching you, sharing with you how to become a better human being. That's all the class is about. It's about you being able to use a vessel so that your vibe can come alive, so that you can feel and see your inner light. That's really what the class is about. And I'm glad that the two gentlemen called in, and yeah, that part right there. That part right there. Thank you, Spade. Thank you, Spade.
Again, I want to thank everybody for the platform.
You got to get him the dollar, man. Dollar a good dollar.
Yeah. Actually, I do know dollar.
I think OG Mac is trying to say something.
Well, Urban Survivor.
No.
We got to let him speak, say, like the self class.
Huh?
Yeah, OG Mac was trying to say something.
The dollar bill, that's my brother right there.
Yeah, I know Dollar. Dollar took care of some stuff with the dude I was telling my father about. It was this OG from Northside out of Peru, man. I was rotating with his YGs on the music side, and we was, collabing and everything. And he, came at me like I was some type of gang bang groupie, and I was like, dude, I don't even gang bang. I ain't been on that in a long time. I said, but I did live this thing. I said, y'all started this shit. I said, and I don't need no damn cosign. I said, T. Rodgers is my G-father. You know what I'm saying? That's all the cosign I need if I needed some. I said, but that's not what it's about. I said, now, if you calling some triple OG status and you saying I can't do no musical collaboration, talk about we don't do y'all down there. I said, then we don't got to do the tracks together or whatever. And then I told him how I was rotating with him because Snap had reached out to me, and that's how I got to know all them dudes anyway, and he well respected. And then after I said that, because he hit me with an open message where everybody could see it, so I had to go in on him, and then he was like, oh, my bad. And ever since then, we be cool. But he had a lady friend down here that recently ain't had no money for no Christmas for her kids. The kids needed coats and everything, and I reached out to Dollar, and he handled all that, gave them a Christmas, got the kids coats and everything. School supplies, all that. Yeah, man, for that dude out there. For the dude that he in Vegas, but he's from Northside Island, Peru. So now he respect me. It ain't about none of that. And I don't be telling everybody, and I don't let everybody get close to my father, because I know why they be wanting to have ties to him so they could call themselves certified on some shit that we trying to come back to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in the first place. You tatting 5-point stars all over your body for fashion. You could go to Chicago and get blasted with a 5-point star on you if you don't know what neighborhood you in. So, I mean, I know what my star is on me is the risk that I take.
The only way you're going to get certified by me is graduating through that self class.
Man, you know.
Okay, sis, we got any more callers?
Let me see if 404-797 wants to say anything. 404-797, your mic is open.
Atlanta, 404.
ATL.
You down in the A? I just came from there. Hello.
I guess they don't want
to. We need 615. We need 615 Atlanta or 675.
Yeah, we have about
New York.
10 minutes left.
Just 10 minutes. I would like for us to really talk about solutions, nothing else but answer solutions and references to some of the things that were brought up tonight. If we can do that, then the show was really worthwhile.
Because I have one solution. I have one solution. My solution is real quick. We need to plan a meetup date where everyone meets in person, and that meetup is also going to involve lecture, workshop, classes, hands-on workshops, self-sufficiency type of things like that in the community.
Can I do a second to go with your suggestion?
Yes, sir.
And I got to you.
Okay. What I do is I'm good with like investing in financials. I could put some paperwork together to show you. I started teaching myself how to invest my money because I was making a lot of money in 2001 when them towers came down. I said, this shit crashed and I'm about to get in, and I jumped in. So I did a lot of day trading. I'm a stock picker, and I'm a good one. We could set up something where if people really want to do this, we start some type of account where we have a board of directors and people look over the money. I'll start it off with at least $100 myself when I get paid. I don't got time to play no games, and we can start building a speed.
Let me piggyback on you. This is MACK DRAMA. And she says, and I was going to say, we all start off with what is our strength. I'm connected to music.
But we got to have a project in place.
Well, yeah, I already talked to T about this. This has been we're like on third year planning because you got to do it right. I was thinking about this tour. Yeah, but you said we got speakers, people like T, traveling. That way everybody gets it. And brother, you say you go with financials?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about starting an account where we can grow.
Hold on. Let me finish. This is what I do for a living, okay?
Okay.
And you put together, now you say you can put together, I'll pitch it. I'll get the money. Because in this game, it's people who will put the money on the table so you can succeed, especially with what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot of do-willers. But it got to sound good. You got to have the right players in place or they won't back it. And we got that.
I already got one already put together that I had just been sitting on, bro. For real, they sent me in 2004.
But you got to have the ear of these people, and that's what I got.
Okay, that's what's up. And that's what's up. I got trained by the feds how to write grants. I'm a Native American. I'm a Native American with proof.
Everything I do, I don't pay a dime, but I get it done.
I get free health insurance and all that. So we good. All my numbers you're going to be able to check. All my stocks that I tell you that I traded, you're going to be able to pull up the 20-year chart.
And the result, now, this is the answer. The result is that we'll be touching these kids out there, these people, these communities, by trying to bring peace, and also you have some real certified people involved.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And our own resources.
If you don't get that background, I don't care if you got a doctorate in human psychology. If you ain't never been in the gutter, in the trenches,
bring it to the hood.
You got no respect.
Right.
And we got all that. That's how we work for everything else to fail. Go ahead, I'm done.
Can I talk? Can I say something to LB? We all got one common denominator in this whole situation, and that's T. Rodgers. So the thing that we got to do is we had the Forgiveness is Gangster. We have to do a tour and get a tour together where we bring him to the masses.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna be
personal.
That's what I'm talking about, LB. He's gonna be the center.
Right. So this is how our think tank has to go, because we're all talking and we're all, we all got these ideas, but the common denominator who saved all our lives is T. So we got to bring that to the masses.
That's
Me
why
and T talk about this all the time. Huh?
That's why everybody that's on this phone right now should be able to come up with $100 for the account that I start. It won't be under nobody's control. We'll all be able to oversee. Anybody can have access to the account records. What I'm saying is we're talking about teaching people financials. We can grow people's money and we can invest people's money and give people that's in the community who believe in my dad and who believe in you, brothers, because if he believe in you, other people believe in you. Listen, I'm saying for somebody who went to the joint and somebody found out on a slip
that's economics right there.
That was my father, and I controlled the whole prison from in the shadows, and ain't nobody even know. That's how much power his name carried. To where I'm talking about GDs and all T. Rodgers. What? Yeah, I never seen nothing like this in my life, so that's why I had to go to him when I got out. He made my bed so comfortable. I didn't talk to him after he told me love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and I had just bought an AK to go to war with the Crips. I didn't even talk to him no more. He sent a blessing about a week later in Arabic. I wasn't even a Muslim, didn't speak Arabic. This still got the computer it's in. I refused to get rid of it because I got to get that paper. Where he sent this Arabic blessing. I said, what is this? And it was from him. But we had talked, and I told him my whole thing about how the gang thing happened. But he knew that I had enough sense to reach back to the Mecca where something came from. If your lineages are not authentic, then it's not real.
That's true. You know what I mean? But you got a whole bunch of not real out there.
We're not teaching. You know what we have to teach them with all of what we teaching them? Genealogical research. If I wouldn't have had my mother and them telling me about my ancestors and these people, and then I actually stumbled across the names in history books and found the records, I get free health insurance. Some of us are not African Americans per se. My father's blood type is O. I got a test because these people kept calling me black. Because I got this white girl pregnant who was hooking for me. And she was a notorious street woman, and I had all this respect because I was black. That make one of they notorious. They don't even respect higher than me to the point, and they calling me black, and I keep putting Native American, and they keep saying I'm black. And I said, well, lady, put black Native American if that'll make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not black like you say, but I ain't tripping on my skin color, so just put that. They made me come in and submit a whole other DNA sample and went to the DNA Diagnostic Center and tested me for my race. But the whole thing about it is to be considered a Native American, you have to be a member of a federally recognized tribe. So that means they went and took 3 random males off of 3 different reservations and tested my blood with theirs in every type of possible mutation, and it came back a match that they said I was Native American without having to take into consideration who my mother or my father was. Had to racially classify me as that. And I get free health insurance. And it already, and it solidified our case with the Native American Rights Fund, the people who support and fund cases against the United States government for violation of treaty rights just gave us permission to submit a request for assistance. My father was right on time.
We got off track. We got off track. We
need resources.
Yeah, that's another show. You need to come on and talk about that another time because that's very important.
So let me just drop this in there. This is the A-bomb, not the F-bomb, the A-bomb. Messy Jesse said that we're African Americans. I cannot be the slave and the slave master at the same time. I cannot be an African.
That's confusion.
Who is a slave.
That's confusion.
All right.
So that's not going to happen. Now I'm under consideration of African in America. A whole different meaning. Put that off the table. Put that off the table. Hector, I've told you I'm going to smack the palm of your hands with my ruler because you're a Negra. You're from Africa. You got here.
We all from Africa, even the Europeans.
You got here.
Right.
You got here.
He took the melanin out their skin in the Bible. That's why they had to go to the mountains all up in the ice cold. They burn in the sun.
If y'all don't get back to solutions, I'm hanging up.
Me too. Let's get back to the subject. We're off topic.
Right, so that's what we need to do. We need to do like the brother was saying, do some tours, and that means we're going to have a designated place where we're going to meet up in person let's just say Los Angeles, California, for instance, and have a project set in place. Agriculture needs to be on that list
sit down,
too.
we plan,
Farming
we
and
strategize,
agriculture.
we build, we pay, we go.
I'm gonna
giving
open up
some
this
plan
account
ideas
with my
right
own
now.
money. I'm listening to you, sister. That's a great idea. And that's another reason we can open up the account for people who really want to do this. They can be sending to the account. You don't have to give the money to me. Send it straight to the account. Everybody will be able to have the account.
Brother, take that account and invest it in something. I say you don't need that. It's a business, and there are people who will get behind it. You have to touch your own money. That's how they do it. If you're gonna do it the way that's already been done. We make the plan. Done.
We have 3 minutes left.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna speak on this real quick. You can have all the money in the world, and if you don't change the way your mind thinks, you'll be broke within a little time. You got to change their things.
One day.
So my point is, you said one day. That's right. My point is, what's needed is that what we all have in common. So we got to get together. It's not going to happen on this radio show. We all met on this radio show, and we got some thinking power, whatever going on. But we're going to have to invest in this class and see how to get together, try to get T across the masses. That's all there's to it. T, you able to travel now, right?
So,
T, you able to travel now, right?
I'm leaving for
one more
Texas
time, LB.
Speaking.
Mac,
able to travel now.
Mac just won't shut the fuck up. He will not shut the fuck up.
Well, we have 2 minutes left, so everybody's going to be shut up in 2 minutes.
What did you say?
Oh, he don't hold my tongue.
LB, what did you say?
I said, are you able to travel anywhere now, right?
I'm off high risk parole. Yes, sir. I'm willing to travel. I'm ready to travel.
He 100 years old, still on parole.
Okay, so we're going.
Napa know-how.
A Napa guy knows more isn't always better, unless we're talking about full-size vans. These beasts do more than get you from A to B. They have so much space a man can live in it. With shag carpeting, waterbed, and a sweet lava lamp, these mobile abodes have all the comforts of home. With quality parts and plenty of Napa know-how, you can keep the original tiny house running longer, stronger. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.